All right.
We are live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Angels, Dodgers. How you feeling,
How you
Brian?
feeling, Brian?
Going into this, how we feeling?
I honestly said at the beginning of the series, I honestly only wanted to win one. Well, I mean, obviously I wanted to win all of them, but I thought we only needed to win one because this is by far the best team in baseball, and they also are not part of our division. It's not like we're directly losing ground if we lose to them necessarily, but like
it's not like I can.
last night was a little frustrating, but it's not like I can be too mad about the fact that we're losing to the clear-cut number one team in baseball. It's just a thing where like last night was probably one that we should have won, and we just got kind of screwed by the new rule again. So it's
Absolutely.
it gets kind of frustrating sometimes, and just I mean obviously this whole season's frustrating, but you know. And gotta be honest, Julio Tehran Justin May matchup, not my favorite that we've ever had.
Not a big Tehran guy.
Angels led.
I mean, see, there's a thing between a 31-year-old who tops out at 90, and there's compared to the 6'5" ginger who throws 99 with 8 inches of arm side run. So it's just a little bit of a difference there.
Slight. But that's fair. I can't even find a funny count. No, that's fair.
I don't hate him. As much as maybe Christian does, but I think he can be effective. I just don't think he is. I mean, oh my God, when did Mookie get his OPS up to 1050?
The day when he went 3 for 3 homers.
That's probably a good guess. I would have to agree.
Absolute wonders. Your slugging cannot be overstated.
I think that would probably be a good call. I would think probably be correct on that.
I'd imagine.
That's a good pitch.
Man, Tehran looks way different back in the day.
I mean, that's a great pitch though.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad pitch either.
Yeah, I like that too. The yesterday's game was interesting to say the least. That it's frustrating when you get a 1-2-3 ninth inning,
and then you give up runs,
and then you lose.
Or 10th inning, but same thing.
You go 1-2-3 and you give up runs. That's never good.
This extra inning setup for this season is definitely you're gonna win. You win some, you lose some type situation. There's no way to really to guarantee the system will work in your favor every single time. And I mean that's just baseball, but I feel like it's as truthful about this as it is about anything else in this sport.
Yeah, it feels like we've just simply lost all of them. You know, it's like you can't win them all, but we certainly can lose them all.
That's baseball, baby.
Welcome to Angels baseball.
Welcome to all 3 of our teams. Baseball.
Look at that, Tehran with a leadoff single. I'm getting kicked out of the Angels group chat tonight if Tehran messes this game up. So we're rooting for Tehran hard tonight. I guess it's not tonight, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's fair.
As a Dodgers fan, as of today. Rooting for a real big Corey Seager game today.
A real big Corey Seager day.
Yeah, I want Corey Seager to go like 11 for 12 today.
I would prefer if he didn't, because that would just mean a really, really long game.
That's a good point.
That's fair.
Counter to that point. It'd be really cool if he did, though.
It would be really
I like
cool
that counter.
I I don't mind the counter, but at the same time, that's a very long game still, and I'm just not sure how I feel about watching Corey Seager hit 12 times in one day. I feel like I would probably not want to. I probably shouldn't say that, but you get where I'm going with that.
What if he hit 6 times today and all of them were doubles? That count?
As long as none of them score
That's a good
or
start.
drive in runs. Like, if he hits 6 doubles and none of them drive in runs and he doesn't score any times, then I'm okay with that.
Well, I'll take that single he just hit. That works for me. We're on the fast track for 11 for 12 today.
We're on the fast track for sure. We have a question from a one Jonathan Roy who says, thoughts on Phillies sweeping the Mets?
I got to be honest, I didn't know that the Phillies did sweep the Mets.
I'll also have to check that because it's J-Roy. So
I know they won today. Zach Wheeler got the dub.
Yep.
Yesterday, Aaron Nola was dealing. Let me check the Friday scores. Friday scores, we got the Phillies. Oh, Friday was the Bryce Harper walk-off.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Interesting. Okay.
My thoughts are both teams are still horrible, J-Roy. Those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I kind of didn't
Brian.
know that the Phillies had already played the Mets 3 games. I thought they were still in the middle of getting destroyed by Baltimore.
My thoughts on that are the same as my thoughts whenever I'm talking about the Mets, which is lol Mets.
Yes, the Mets have had a very Mets year.
Oh yeah,
A very Mets year.
Man.
The Mets will Mets. That's one of Newton's laws, I'm pretty sure.
It's people typically will compare the Mets to the Angels, and they'll say like, oh, like Mets are the National League version of the Angels, and it's like they're probably a better baseball team, like just on paper, performance wise, everything. Certainly performance wise, right now we're 7-14, but it is unbelievable how Mets they always are.
The Mets will continues to Met. J. Roy says Evan is shaking.
Yeah.
He is. That is true.
There's like 3 hitters on the Dodgers that are hitting under 200 right now, and they still terrify me.
The Dodgers, the craziest part about the Dodgers to me is the fact that they have like 6 guys that can play all 9 positions. That's ridiculous to me.
That is absurd.
Like Muncy played third yesterday. Okay. Bellinger has played like 6 different positions already in 2 years. Well, like 3, but still.
He probably would play every infield position if he wasn't left-handed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's the amount of versatility they have, which allows for so much. Not only does it allow for creativity on defense, but it directly affects like the creativity they can have in their lineup card, like their offense too. Like you can mix and match people all you want because everyone can play everywhere.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have guys like Taylor and Kike because that just like you're saying the versatility, sure, but then like it allows you to be creative on like your off days too. It's because like you can still get really high quality players in your lineup while giving somebody an off day. Like if you just throw Taylor into left field for Pollock or somebody or whoever's playing left, or you just throw Kike into right for
Kike's another one. Can play like middle infield, outfield, like can play anywhere. Like it's unreal.
Yeah, no, it's like I mean, I'm thinking on an Angels perspective, the only guys that I can think of that we've had that were kind of like that oh, that ball's low.
Garrett says, "Great call, Blue."
Yeah, that ball's that a baby. We love that, but like the super utility guys, obviously other than Fletcher that we've had in recent memory, are like Sean McDonald or like Cliff Pennington.
Cliff Pennington, the man.
Never
There's a
forget
poll.
that Cliff Pennington finished off that 7-run comeback against the Mariners in the 9th inning, though.
Cliff Pennington.
I'd love to forget that. Actually,
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would love to forget that, secret Mariners fan.
Secret.
Yeah,
He's
secret. I'm wearing a King's Court shirt, and it's a huge secret.
Secret's out the bag, Nick. We got it.
I know.
Listen. You're slouching with a Dodgers hat. You're obviously ashamed.
Well, first of all, Peyton, my real secret is that I'm always slouching.
Did you just call me Peyton?
Brian, whatever your name is.
Yeah, okay.
If that is your real name.
Yeah, you liar.
If that even is your real name.
Hey, Nick, Garrett wants to know, do you remember that when Pennington won that game against Diaz? Remember?
Sorry, what? I wasn't listening. Can you repeat that one more time? Can you waste your time again for me?
I'll tell you when I didn't waste my time was when I stayed in the 9th inning at that game.
What about
to watch the Angels score 7 runs off of Edwin Diaz and the rest of the Mariners bullpen, who none of the rest are probably in the bullpen still.
What about
2
the game
years later?
What about the game you went to with me when Mike Leake almost threw a perfect game and Daniel Vogelbach hit 2 almost 3-run home runs? What about that game?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you talking about the game where Mike Leake didn't throw a perfect game?
Yes.
I kind of wish he had, because that would have been kind of cool. That would have been kind of cool if I went to back-to-back games where a no-hitter was thrown. Because the most recent game that I'd been to before that was the Tyler Skaggs game. So if I had gone to the Tyler Skaggs no-hitter against Seattle to going to Seattle and then watch Mike Leake perfect game the Angels, that would have been kind of cool. But
it would have been pretty cool if the last 2 perfect games were both thrown by Mariners.
Is Felix really the last one?
Yeah, still the last one.
Weren't there 3 that season though?
Yeah, it was.
Philip Humber
Humber and.
Yes, Kane was absolutely that year.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I think there was 2 in. Was there 2 in 2010 too? I know Dallas Braden was 2010.
I feel like there was another one in Braden. I feel like there was another one that year too.
Yeah, I feel like there was 2, but I'm pretty sure I'm thinking Mark Burley, but I'm pretty sure Burley's was 2009.
Burley's will. I don't think it was 10. I don't think Burley's was 10.
Let me see here.
My friend Scott would know this off the top of his head. Big Mark Burley fan, that guy.
Burley.
Yeah, so Felix, Matt Cain, Phil Humber, 2012. Halliday.
Yes.
Of course it was Roy.
Good call.
Yeah, Burley was 2009. Yeah, okay. Wait,
So
there's a lot of perfect games in that stretch.
Yeah, so in a 3-year stretch, there was 5?
Yeah.
And now we haven't had one in almost a decade?
Yeah, if you just expand that a year, then you go like 4-year span and you got like about 30% of all perfect games in history.
Scott or Brian, which one of you wants to break down exclusive X-Grit formula live on air? I feel like that would take the formula so long it would take the entire broadcast.
The thing is, we could just kind of sum up that formula into 2 words: David Fletcher.
Big Fletch.
David Fletcher epitomizes X-Grit.
That's true.
Ask Andrelton Simmons.
Long live Doc. Absolutely.
Peter just said that my favorite player just went yard, and I truthfully don't know who he's talking about because I feel like he's talking about somebody that I actually don't like.
You know, that's a reasonable assumption with this group of people. Yeah. I'd say that's a pretty good assumption, I would say.
I feel like this is going to, in fact, be my least favorite player that went yard. So,
Pujols didn't go yard. We would have seen it.
And it was Rougned Odor just... he didn't just go yard, but Rougned Odor did hit a home run today. Let me see who else just went yard. Gallo went yard few minutes ago. Grichuk.
Of that.
I have no idea who he's talking about.
I feel like we don't talk about the fact that Dustin May looks like he just walked off the set of Zoe 101 enough.
I feel like most of the people on Zoe 101 were better looking than Dustin May.
I don't know, man. I feel like he kind of fits that mold pretty well. The haircut specifically. I like that take.
Two of the main male characters on that show both had big, bushy, curly-haired haircuts.
Yeah.
Not that big. Well, maybe Chase did. Maybe.
I mean,
maybe in the middle. Maybe in the middle season.
Are these patches just a one-day thing, or are they going to be on for the rest of the year?
I don't know.
That's just.
I don't know.
That's just rude. Was that a cutter?
Yeah. Show
at 95?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it's gross, man.
The kid's nasty.
Oh, that ball! It looked a lot better off the bat. That ball looked a lot better off the bat. I thought he got around on that one.
Zoe 101 did end for that reason, and it still had a better ending than Victorious.
I couldn't even tell you what the ending of Victorious was.
I don't think
it didn't get a finale.
Yeah,
didn't get a finale.
Yeah.
Did it really not?
No,
yeah,
I still haven't
a big
recovered
controversy. It just they never
really.
gave it. They just ended it. Yeah.
That's kind of. I mean, that wasn't a bad show by any means. That's kind of rude.
It was rude.
It's undoubtedly rude.
If you're gonna end a show suddenly, at least degrade the quality of it so that I'm glad when it's over.
That's a very good point.
At least give me that.
They just killed a good show.
I feel like Dustin May would look a lot better if his eyebrows were darker. Does he have eyebrows?
Look a lot better if I don't even know if he just shaved his head. Probably.
I feel like he'd look a lot better if his skin absorbed some of the sun that he stands in for 3 to 6 hours every day in the Los Angeles heat.
As John M. Principe would say, go outside. The kid needs to go outside.
Go outside.
Definition of go outside.
Noted scholar, John M. Principe.
Noted scholar.
Still working on that formula on how to get Willie Castro out.
Even though he's like hitless in his last 7 games. These guys are a little behind.
Imagine like seeing 100-mile-an-hour two-seam and then having to take a 96-mile-an-hour cutter.
Unreal.
What are we talking about?
Unreal. How what was the pulse on Trout ending the game looking at 3 straight pitches last night?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one.
I would imagine as the best player in the game, you should probably swing the bat. Yeah,
I know.
That's a controversial take, to be sure.
It's weird. It was weird, dude. Like, I mean, it's not like he got like screwed on the calls either.
No, they were paint, but they were strikes.
But they were strikes.
Yeah,
and like,
you gotta
like Trout,
swing the bat.
Like Trout obviously knows the zone. Like, it's one thing. Like, okay, like this is gonna be paint. I'm not gonna swing at it. Like if it's an end situation, but that, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna swing at that. Like I don't want to hit and do a double play or whatever. But like, sure, but not there. Like you can't do that there.
You can, and then like you said, like there weren't even balls. Like they were paint, but they weren't balls. Yeah. Like those are you can't. And to swing at none of them, he took 3 pitches. He didn't swing the bat.
No, I know, and like honestly, that the called third strike pitch wasn't that good of a pitch. Like, I mean,
Yeah, no,
it was
agreed.
it was Kenley going to his four seam over his cutter, so like, I don't know, but like even if that ball is a cutter, that's still going to be a strike because it's going to cut down.
Yes, absolutely.
So
That's a strike. No matter what pitch in his repertoire he throws, unless it's a breaking ball for whatever reason, that's going to be a strike.
the first pitch he threw actually was a slider, I think. Oh, Tony? Damn.
Whew. That Trout single. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
I was just before we get off the Mike Trout striking out thing last night. Are we convinced that maybe like the new baby didn't get a hold of his wife's phone and just sent him like a one-letter text message that's just said K, and Mike Trout like read it and was just like, "Oh, a message. It's a sign."
It was K.
So he walked up and struck out.
I'm just not going to acknowledge that one.
I'm just saying it's possible.
I'm just saying you can't prove it didn't happen.
I certainly cannot prove that, but all I know is that if I was up there, I would have definitely at least swung and missed.
We have J-Roy in chat saying I'd handle it. And Garrett saying nothing but respect for Trout, but I swing there. We're all different.
Mike Trout, but J-Roy's different.
Listen,
J-Roy is different.
I might swing after the catcher's already caught the ball, but you cannot tell anybody that I went down looking.
Facts.
Yeah.
Which is really
you got me there.
That's what you need. Like you're the best player in the sport. You cannot just stare at three pitches. Like,
I mean, unless Trout doesn't think he's the best player in the sport and he just thinks, "Wow, I suck."
Yeah, I don't think after his contract that he's too down on himself. I don't think he looks at his bank account every other Friday and goes, "Man, I suck." Yeah, something tells me.
Could you imagine being Mike Trout and you just wake up every morning and look in the mirror and go, "Oh God, I gotta go do that bull crap again." Just every day.
I'm really making $35 million this year. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Who did I let talk me into this? This was a terrible. I got some friendships to reconsider here.
Oh, we got J-Roy and Everett about to get into it in chat. We got an LMAO Wyatt.
Fight. We got a fight going down in chat.
Nerd fight.
They're going to argue about the Mets for sure. That's definitely going to be the topic of discussion.
Hang on, I'll throw in on this Mets argument. Bull Mets.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
W.
You have the Savant stuff up for this game, right, Scott?
I absolutely do.
What was the... Oh, my God, Tehran. What are we doing?
That's just... Interesting take there.
That's just Chris Taylor being the best bunter in baseball right now. I don't know what you want me to say.
I have no idea what that even was.
Like
he had that in it. He just tried to be he tried to flip it into his hand.
I mean, it's only stupid if it doesn't work.
He just tried to flip that into his hand. He just tried to be cool with it.
He's got a point.
And knuckled on him.
Like, that is literally exactly why everybody says pitchers aren't athletes and POs are never going to be worth anything in high school.
Also reasonable. Brian, I don't know who you were going to ask about, but the Trout.
Oh, there we go, Julio. Way to make up for it.
I guess.
Love that. Hey, listen, that's the exact same. That's the exact same scenario. It's like, okay, I just messed this up. And then you pick off Taylor, like what are we doing?
I guess
he doesn't even have to buy anybody a steak because the defense didn't even have to pick him up.
Yeah, buy himself a steak. He's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm taking myself out to dinner after that. Except I'm not because you shouldn't be eating now.
Rip to that beef cow, but Julio Tehran's different.
Scott, I actually like really want to make it out to Detroit and eat at your dad's place.
Yeah, man. It's interesting times for sure, but it's absolutely. It's all the people that are in the Detroit area. Absolutely. Shout out Little Mo's. I think finally the Savant thing updated. I don't know who you were going to ask about, but Trout was 105 exit velo with a 900 expected batting average, and Rendon was 100 off the bat with a 490 expected batting average on his lineout.
Classic.
It's crazy because that just went straight to the left fielder.
Ex-Woba soaring.
Great. Ex-Woba through the roof.
Evan saying, Brian, that Angels hat is hot. I would agree with you. I would definitely agree with you.
Hot, just in general.
Scott's going to make me blush on camera in front of people.
Good. The Chris, I always love seeing bunts on Baseball Savant. the bunts exit velo is 38 off the bat.
It seems a little bit high to me.
Dark blue. 320 expected batting average, though. Which is
really?
Surprising. Yeah. So apparently, it's so dark blue I can barely read it. 38.2 off the bat and a negative 37-degree launch angle is a 320 expected batting average.
I honestly buy that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Because I mean, a ball like that, that's just gonna be one that's just beat into the ground, and chances are it'll be down one liner.
Especially with
one line or another.
Yeah, undeniably, absolutely. Shifts maybe.
Yeah.
It's fair for sure.
I just got to say real fast
Did they just say Rube Foster? Sorry, I just cut you off.
That's okay. I was just going to say real fast that this hat is a little bit small, and it's squeezing my head so tight right now that I'm not sure it's going to make it through the broadcast, but I'm afraid to take it off because that it is definitely cut into my forehead is going to be so, like, horrifyingly, like, people are going to, like, stop watching because they're going to be like, God, dude, put the hat back on. That's terrifying. And I don't know what to do.
The struggle is real over there.
I don't know what to do.
In the greater Seattle area, we have major struggles.
Here on Capitol Hill, we tune in live, not to the protesters, but to this man struggling of whether or not to keep wearing the hat that's slowly killing him. It's like that episode. It's like that episode of Arrested Development when Tobias's hair plugs are rejecting his body. Like that, except probably worse.
I can't tell you that I feel bad for you because you're wearing a Dodgers hat.
That's fair. That's fair.
That ball's hit pretty hard.
So tell me, I always find I bring this up a lot, so people are probably pretty aware of my fascination with it, but I always love like geographical rivalries and like people picking the teams they root for and like why. Is Dodgers Angels like an actual like rivalry, or is that just kind of like a fraud rivalry that's not really a rivalry?
It's a pretty big time thing, but it's not like
it's not Yankees Red Sox, but like it's...
well, yeah, certainly not. But I mean, it's pretty big time. It's just from my experience. A lot of what that rivalry comes down to is that, what I hear a lot is that Dodgers fans will just use like the same kind of things that almost everybody else will. Like, oh, like you guys have Trout and you can't win. Like whatever,
right,
we have more World Series than you. You guys have only won one. Like I hear that from a lot of
more recently. So
that's what I'm saying. I hear that from a lot of people, and it's from people like in college too. And I tell them that we have won more World Series while we were alive, and they missed the ones that they won by over a decade. So I don't really care about things that happened before I was born. But
imagine flexing when you haven't won a ring since the 80s. It's pretty interesting.
But yeah, I mean, their Angel Dodger games get pretty intense. If like at Angel Stadium, I don't go to the ones at Dodger Stadium just because it's such a nightmare to get in and out of. But I'll usually try to go to one of the. I'll usually try to go to one of the ones at Angel Stadium, and I think I've seen at least one fight in every single Angels Dodgers game that I've ever been to. At least.
To Evan, understandable. Have a good rest of your day. It was totally worth it, though. I can actually feel blood in my skull again.
I didn't even notice you took it off.
It had to happen. The headache that I could feel growing in the back of my the back of my head was daunting, to say the least.
It was daunting.
I was troubled about what would happen if I continued wearing that hat.
This just reminds me of like when I was a freshman in high school and I got my first call to varsity. They like didn't have my size hat because they just like ordered like a bunch of hats, like, so they just had to give me one of the leftovers. I wear a 7 5/8, and the only varsity hat that they had left over was a 7 3/8. But I had no choice but to wear it because like I had to suit up for that game. So I just had to squish that 7 3/8 on my head for that entire game, and I like had migraines the entire day after the game. Like,
I can't imagine wearing a hat a quarter of an inch too small.
I couldn't even fit it on all the way. Like if I wanted to put it so that like the bill looked like a normal person's.
I feel that. Yeah, I have a massive head, and the one thankful thing that I'm thankful for is catching.
He didn't score.
I think he might have gotten across the plate, but they're going to take a look at it. But I think he might have scored.
I don't think they're calling it.
I don't know.
I think he waved it off. Because Rios has that hamstring thing. Rios is definitely going to come out of this game. Let's see. Oh yeah.
He did not score. He did not score.
It was that hammy.
And he is definitely out of this game. Watching him hobble
Rios
around
is not
like
coming
that.
Out of that game. Rios is definitely coming out of the game. Wow. Good throw, Joe. That a boy.
Man.
It's a good start to the game.
Yeah,
I would
like
say.
that.
It's a fun start.
That was a really good throw by Adele.
That Edwin Rios, that thing was blasted. That was over 110 off the bat.
Yeah, no, that ball was hit really, really hard. I'm curious because I read the Tommy LaStella ball. I read that terribly off the bat. What was the exit velo on that one?
Which one?
The Tommy LaStella one?
86.
Wow. Yeah, off the bat, I was like, wow, that's hit hard. And then it just died, and I was like, never mind.
A expected batting average of 10.
Oh, okay.
So I'd say, yeah, you read it a little poorly, but
it's okay. I mean,
you're not in the outfield. Who cares?
Yeah, I was about to say it doesn't matter if I read it poorly.
Yeah.
I'm not making reads out in right field. I'm not, or
for sure.
Whatever. I don't care who's in right field.
They really slapped Tehran around that inning, though. That's a lot of hard contact there.
Yep, that's his MO.
106, 110, 102.
I'm sure that bodes well for the rest of the game.
Great
yeah, it's only the second inning, so the fact that he's already there, I mean, that's got to bode well.
We got a question from Evan. Who is the most underappreciated player in each league? You can take a second to do research if you need. I have a actually very fast answer for the American League right now. Just based on this current year, I'm gonna say Brandon Lau, because Brandon Lau I think is top 10 in the league in F4 right now, and I just don't think he is getting talked about at all.
I don't mind that at all.
Oh, that's good. I can take that.
So, in terms of the American League, my question would be Brandon Lau almost without hesitation.
I don't mind that at all.
Oh, I can get behind that.
Kyle Lewis, though. I mean,
Kyle Lewis. I was gonna say J.P. Crawford because he's having a really good season so far.
Yeah,
I think Kyle Lewis is actually getting the fanfare, and J.P. Crawford is actually having a better season than Kyle Lewis is.
It's a nice little.
What is Beatty doing there though? Like, why are you trying to stretch that?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're gonna be out by that much. Like, why are you still going?
Also, why are the Dodgers so good at finding like DFA'd like Rule 5 level talent and making them like productive players that get them wins.
I don't know. It frustrates me.
Kike Mustache is back. Let's go.
Yeah, right now, in terms of F4, Brandon Lau is 4th in the majors, and he's first in the American League in F4.
It's a good call.
The only other, let's see, so Lau has 1.2, and then the other American leaguers with at least 1 are J-Ram and Nelson Cruz at 1.1. Trout has 1.0. Rendon has 1.0. Jacoby Jones has 1.0.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
David Fletcher has 1.0, and DJ LeMahieu has 1.0. The Angels have 3 guys that have one F4, and we're 7-14.
I was gonna say, how does the record reflect that? How's
Shut
that
up,
going?
Mariners.
Hey, I'm only a half game behind you.
Yeah,
imagine
lose today and see what happens.
Imagine being on this call and having the team that you root for not have somebody with 1 or more F4. Kyle Lewis with 0.9.
Lose this game, Brian, and see what happens.
Well, it's a good thing we're not.
Yet.
I don't have a response for you.
Tigers were 500 until today.
Mariners fan talks a lot for being a Mariners fan.
Sad. Decent take, honestly.
I will say that I had a big mouth long before I was a Mariners fan.
Also reasonable take.
Evan, I'm gonna say that for right now for the National League, I think you still could very much make a case that Bryce Harper is the most underappreciated, because I still think that people put him on a pedestal that he never really deserved to be on, and then just get this kind of unfair view on him. Because I mean, when he was coming up, he got that kind of Mike Trout type hype, and he was just simply never going to be like Trout was. But he's still like a phenomenal baseball player, obviously.
Was it ESPN the magazine or SI that he was on the cover of before he even played a major league inning?
Dude, it was when he was like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hadn't even played in JUCO yet.
Yeah. So I think Harper has a case for that. In terms of this year. I think Jesse Winker and Starling Marte are probably going to be your two picks there. Just looking at the WAR leaders, I mean, people have talked about Yaz, people have talked about Tatis, everybody talks about Mookie. Charlie Blackmon's got his fanfare. Donovan Solano has gotten his little breakout fanfare. But Starling Marte was kind of a guy that I think I remember he was.
Nice play,
that's a good play.
Wow.
That's a good play. But yeah, I think a lot of the guys that you see at the top there have gotten the fanfare that they deserve. But then a guy like Marte, he's a big like fantasy guy because he hits homers and steals bases. And I think he was overrated for a stretch because everybody like, since he's like, he could be like a top like 40 fantasy pick, and then like some people start to interpret that as like, oh, he's a top 40 player, which he simply wasn't. But, like, being a 3-4 win player is still really, really good.
And it was really fun having Marte parties all the time.
Marte.
Marte is, right now, Marte is 9th in the league in F4. That ball's going to fall.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
All of a sudden, the Angels stop playing the Mariners, and all of a sudden their BABIP goes up. Who knew?
BABIP Warriors. That's where things start to even out.
We still got to go through the Angels bullpen will inevitably still be part of this game, though. So we got to hold it back a little bit. I'm just reminding you.
Also, I think if I'm seeing this right, Jesse Winker is first in the league right now in WRC plus. Yeah, really? He is. Yeah, Jesse Winker right now is first in the league with a 217 WRC plus.
Wow. It was all about health for him. The moment he could stay consistently healthy, he was going to be the man.
Jesse Winker's offensive skill set reminded me of like something between like 2017, 2018 Joey Votto.
Yeah.
Because like he was never going to have his much power as Prime Votto did, but he had that same kind of like just the plate discipline approach to it.
I don't mind that. Pretty similar swing too. Well, back in the day at least. Well, Votto's been good this year, so why not?
He's been okay. He kind of tapered off after.
After he played the Tigers?
Yeah, he tapered off a little bit. So,
that makes sense. I believe it.
Yeah, he's only slugging 417 right now, so that ISO not great. But I mean, he's got a 378 on base right now, so I can't hate that. He's walking 19% of the time. I like when my stream freezes.
That's super lit, bro.
All right.
Iowa Wi-Fi notably bad for streaming baseball games.
Well, you're blacked out from like half the league, so.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, Time Warner.
Nice rip. I like that swing.
I literally can't even see what's going on right now.
Well, you still have Renifo up. 1-2, 2 outs. It's fine.
All right. Yeah, I'm back.
This is what are we talking about?
What are we talking about here, man?
I think I just got it back, and I think it just froze again. There we go.
Oh.
95 with cut, and you foul that off. Good work. Is that where we're at?
Yes, absolutely. Who picks number 85, by the way, and means it?
I mean, Adele picked 59.
That's horrible. That might be the worst choice of numbers I've ever seen.
I want Joe Adele to be number 20.
I will forever slander anyone. That 59 that's horrible. That's laughably horrible. I will never approve.
I feel like if you're going to go that high, you almost have to do a double number or else it just doesn't look good.
You got to do a double number. Kershaw has his entire jersey unbuttoned.
Are you on the Dodgers broadcast?
I'm on the TBS broadcast.
Oh, I'm on the Angels broadcast.
I'm on the Dodgers broadcast.
Oh, look at us. We're 3 times.
3 different broadcasts.
Dude, they just showed Kershaw. Now they're showing it again. He legit has his jersey unbuttoned down to his belly button over in the bullpen. He's just letting it all hang.
He's not throwing today.
Yeah, why not?
Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, dude.
He's trying to get some sun. Something Dustin May should really think about.
My chat just updated. Absolutely free.
Oh yeah, I see Kershaw right now. So what Kershaw looks like right now is what David Fletcher's brother looked like when I played him in high school during a game, and that was why I didn't like him immediately.
That's so funny.
That is exactly what Dominic Fletcher looked like when we played him, and then he hit 3 doubles against us, and I was like, I hate you. He went to Arkansas and they came 1 out away from winning the College World Series, and then they botched that pop up, and I have never been happier for Arkansas to lose anything.
Who are y'all's least favorite active players in baseball? Shohei Ohtani.
Let me just answer my own question there.
No, it's Evan's question. Excuse me.
Gotcha.
I would agree with Christian here and go the Rougned Odor route.
Odor, I just don't care about Rougned Odor.
See, he spiked Simmons a couple years ago.
Yeah, we don't play competitive baseball against the Rangers, so
that's fair. That makes
we've
sense.
been a bona fide 100-loss team ever since he's been a Ranger. So and we don't play him that often. So
I was waiting for it, Garrett, and yeah, I believe you.
Kenyon Middleton.
After last week, I figured it was a guarantee.
That was kind of tough. It's
Kenyon
bad
Middleton's
when
got to be up there for Angels fans.
are you calling him Kenyon?
Kanan? Can I just call him Key? I don't know how to pronounce it, honestly.
Keenan?
I just call him Key. Which I guess makes sense that it's Keenan, but
yeah, I mean,
that's a rough
bad
comment. That's rough.
It's bad when like the group chat like will like actively just like obviously like they haven't been happy about how the season has progressed, but then every time he comes into the game, then it's just like, oh, like I hope he gives up runs, and it's like, wow.
When we were doing when we were doing the Mariners Angels game last week with Christian, it was brought up and talked about at length then too.
It's pretty bad, man.
And then Keenan came into that game, which was hilarious.
Yes.
I don't blame any of them for feeling the way they do. But
yeah, I mean, I'd be
so
furious.
bad.
Absolutely, I'd be furious. I'm sure anyone would. Any reasonable fan would be furious if that kind of comment was made toward their team. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Keenan blocked me for some reason on Twitter, and I say for some reason because I've never tweeted about him or at him.
Doesn't he have like half of Twitter blocked?
Yeah, I just don't know how he actually found me to block me because I've never said anything about him or tweeted anything towards him.
You might have liked one?
That is entirely possible.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of is that
Which would be unbelievable if he went to that great a length.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that he's soft, but
well, I mean, there's not a whole lot to do in quarantine.
Why are we getting that call?
True. Especially with Stassi behind the dish. Where's the frame job?
Yeah, you're not playing the Mariners. You can't hit right now. You're going to have to be a better catcher.
Where's the framing?
Just drove in a run.
Stassi frame.
Stassi just drove in a run.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's my man.
With a ball with like a 15, an expected batting average of like 15, but he still drove in a run.
So believe it or not, his expected batting average was 530 on that. Okay, well that doesn't look good.
That first career homer on his first career at bat.
Woo! First career. Welcome to the league, Garrett says. Well, that's definitely not how they drew it up in practice today.
Certainly not.
Well, the Angels. That's definitely how the Dodgers drew it up. Oh, they're making Urias go get the ball. You love to see that.
That was a really good pitch if he was trying to give up a home run.
That was a beautiful pitch if he was trying to give up an absolute nuke.
And success, to be sure.
Yeah. Really good pitch if you never want to see that baseball again.
Absolutely. Oh, and now you got top of the lineup, too. That's good.
Not that it matters, but on MLB The Show, Matt Vasgersian always calls him Kelbert Ruiz, and I have no idea why. That ball's...
Oh, I thought that was some back-to-back
God.
right there.
Yeah, that's...
Kelbert Ruiz.
K-Bert.
Dude, I just pictured an L there. I feel like it made sense, but you're right. There is no L.
Yeah.
Exit velo of 104, 27 launch angle, 960 expected batting.
Hey, Brian, important question. Serious? Why are you shifting Mookie Betts?
I don't know. I shift everybody, and it's so infuriating.
Joe Madden IMO.
Dude, like, there's just people you don't shift. There's people that can go the other way. We shifted a guy. I forget, Christian was telling me, I forget who it was, but we were shifting a dude who had a pull percentage of 30.
Yikes.
That's yeah, I hope you can't find that ball, Julio.
Oh, come on. Don't be salty.
No.
You can't find the ball. That's hilarious.
Good. Just give him another one and just write home run on it.
He said good.
Just write home run on it. Just stamp it. Good.
Just write big home run, yay.
Yay?
I mean, I would be saying yay if I was K-Bird. I probably wouldn't be saying yay, but I would be saying something to that effect.
What about, like, hooray?
Yeah.
Yippee.
I hit my first career home run, and I just go, hooray!
Yippee-ki-yay. That one always.
Look at this. We got the whole bot squad out there trying to find this ball.
Absolute bots. Look at them.
Boy, the effort they're putting into it, too.
Man.
Just to say, not much.
Imagine getting beat by the tarp. Couldn't be the Baltimore grounds crew.
Literally.
No, couldn't be.
Couldn't be.
So the only thing that I've seen Julio do well today is that he has a phenomenal pickoff move to first.
That was a good pickoff, and he really needed it right then, too. They found it.
Yeah. Oh, dang it.
I love a good pickoff move.
How did they not see that ball roll up the tarp, by the way? Like, I saw that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of course, the Angels guy finds it when the Dodgers guys couldn't. Poverty.
Dumb. Why are we only doing a patch this year instead of like the whole Negro League uniform? Does anyone get an explanation for that? We just have a patch on it now instead of, because we usually, at least the Tigers, maybe not everyone else, but we always wore like the Detroit Stars, like our Negro League's uniform, and now we're just doing the patch this year. I guess everybody is.
I personally, hang on, my head itches, man.
Gotta take a time out.
1 second.
I don't actually know because I know that they're more prone to. Man, can we just? We've picked off Mookie like 6 times in a row. We haven't even thrown a pitch to Muncy, which means he's going to put one into the 13th row right now.
Reasonable take.
Yeah. So Garrett's saying in chat, like, he doesn't think that they have any like team affiliated with the Negro Leagues or just like any like history kind of like even in the area really. And I don't really think we do either. That's generally just probably going to be more like a Midwestern or like an Eastern thing just because
for sure. I'm just like, we didn't even do it today. Like we just wore a patch today too.
I don't know about that. That just seems kind of odd.
It might be a COVID, like, I don't know, the people.
That's what I was thinking is maybe this just with everything else that's going on, it might have just been sidelined a little bit.
Yeah, but way more safer and easier to just send a patch to every team than have a whole new jerseys made up.
Yeah, and maybe and like I know they do the jerseys every year, but maybe they were just thinking like, oh, like the patch will be cool because it can be different because it's 100 years or whatever, rather than just doing the same jersey every year. I don't know. I don't think that personally makes sense, but that might be the thought process there.
I'd imagine it's a just like Nick said, it's a COVID thing that just got put on the back burner. I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, that just like so many other things just got.
Yeah. Oh, stats. Oh.
I mean, not on that pitch.
Pick over 19 times, give up the steal anyway. The Halo way.
Yeah, literally. Like, Mookie was already into his slide by the time Stassi caught that ball.
Oh, yeah.
The curveball just took forever to get there.
He was not getting him.
I mean, at least Julio went over to third right there, though. Like, that's some X grit. Okay.
That's some X grit.
Yeah, I mean, recognize the shift is there and then just make sure you get over there. Like, okay, that's something. But, I mean, he also could have just simply not allowed Mookie to steal. Mookie's about to take third on him, too. That was a really bad pitch. I don't know why Muncy swung at that.
X grit at an all-time low.
Oh, Rendon even like stepped. He was like, "You are not going to third, buddy." He even like stepped. He like blocked him. He's like, "Hell no." Smart play though. Smart baseball play there.
That pitch looked like it was going to be better.
Yeah, it's not a bad 2-2 pitch.
It's not bad. I've certainly seen better, but I've certainly seen worse.
Well, especially now with first base open, too. You're definitely...
That's also true, but now Cody's up next.
Cody's been a garbage can, though. To be fair.
But it's still Cody.
Hey,
yeah.
Joe. Yo, Max
it doesn't
Muncy
matter.
did the thing.
It doesn't matter. Oh, no.
Brian, you called it. You called it, Brian. Aren't you so happy?
Listen, I'm not happy, but I'm right.
You're a prophet, though, Brian.
Oh, my gosh.
Did that go 13 rows deep? I didn't count.
It
I
was, I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't that far off if it wasn't.
Oh, I'm just saying a walk looks mighty nice right now. That's all.
Yeah, I'm saying a walk looks mighty nice. Like, looks way nicer than 91 center cut. That's like literally batting practice.
Yeah, that's BP. Oh! So we got under it.
Got
Okay.
under that one.
Oh
my God, that ball's carrying a lot. Wow.
Boy.
Trout's pissed off at the sun. He goes, screw this. Hey, Mike Trout gets what he wants. Someone fix the sun.
Yeah. Why is
this is Mike Trout we're talking about?
Somebody take out the sun.
Someone build a dome. What are we doing?
Why does the sun still exist?
Mike Trout will pay for half of it. Look at his
humanity has progressed past the need for a sun.
Absolutely.
Ryan, if it makes you feel any better, the Mariners just got walked off by Kyle Tucker.
Well, that doesn't make me happy because I have Kyle Tucker on my fantasy bench.
Well, Brian, you're just impossible to please, aren't you, today?
He is just impossible to please.
I am
You're just gonna everything.
I am an Angels fan. Do you think I have any reason to be happy about anything?
You're just gonna be sad and bitter all the time.
Yes.
Okay.
Sad.
Ridiculous.
I watch this team every day. They make me sad. I couldn't even be happy that baseball was back because that meant I was obligated to watch them.
I feel that at a very personal level. Bellinger and Muncy hits 105 and 104 off the bat, respectively.
Bellies was 104.
Yes.
I read that one bad off the bat too. I didn't think
I did
Bellinger
too. I thought that was just
The launch angle was 40, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll do it.
There you go. If that's even. All right, let's say. So Taylor hits another number in front of the mound. Is anybody going to do something about that one this time?
Can we get the grounds crew out between innings and kind of spray some water in front there?
Julio decides for like the first time in his life that he's going to try to be cool. Oh yeah, I'm going to flip this ball out of my glove because I did something right for once. And then he messes that up. As somebody that I know would say though, but he looks so nice.
Tehran has given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 2 2/3, he has already given up 7 balls over 98 miles an hour.
Great recipe for success.
That is horrible. That is like Detroit Tigers-esque. Like that looks familiar. Like that's bad.
A word that I like to use for situations like that is abysmal.
Abysmal.
Honestly, we've been hitting
nice.
May like okay.
Yeah, no, I mean May 3 balls over 98 and only 1 strikeout against. That's respectable, I'd say, in 2 innings of work. That's a respectable approach at minimum.
Yeah, so the buddy's nice thing. So there's somebody that we know, and they were talking about Jared Walsh, and like we were just saying how Jared Walsh shouldn't be on the roster. Like he's a fun story, he's a 2-way guy, but he's really mediocre at both, and mediocre is honestly probably being nice about it. And then so nice.
Oh, you got me there. You had me in the second half.
It's like, you know what? You're right. Let's make him bat 4th. I really wanted Jared Walsh to be good, and he kind of makes me sad. Him and Taylor Ward both just destroy AAA pitching, and then as soon as it comes up to the majors, it's just like they've never played baseball before. It's just ridiculous. I think Taylor Ward had an 11.
That sounds a lot like a certain unnamed Daniel Vogelbach that I could think of.
Kristen Stewart.
See, the thing is, Daniel Vogelbach had a 30 home run season in the majors. Taylor Ward and Jared Walsh have a combined like 3 home runs in the majors.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart has like a sub 600 OPS last year in a full season. And he's the same way.
Taylor Ward, let's see, in
Gritty
the minors
player,
last
though.
year.
Gritty player.
Taylor Ward in AAA last year, OPS 1011. He walked 80 times to 100. He walked 80 times to 101 strikeouts. He hit 306, 427 on base, slugged 584, hit 27 bombs, stole 11 bases. In 2018 in the minors, he hit 349, OBP'd 446, slugged 531, hit 14 homers, stole 18 bases, walked 65 times to 94 strikeouts. In the majors so far, he has 18 walks to 80 strikeouts.
Hang on, let me role play being Taylor Ward from making the transition from AAA to the majors. Ready?
I'm ready. And he disappears. Nick Tucker has left. Accurate representation, though, truly.
And he's gone.
And just like that, he's gone.
I just dropped my keys for literally no reason. I don't even know how they fell.
All right,
every single like
Man,
decent prospect
so
third.
ridiculous.
I know. I can't even be mad giving that call because that ball just cuts across the zone. I can't even be mad about that. Every single third base prospect or like corner infield prospect that we have like literally ever had basically does exactly what Taylor Ward did, because that's the whole like Brandon Wood type beat too. Brandon Wood, Dallas McPherson, Taylor Ward, Grant Green. I guess Grant Green wasn't like a super prospect, but he was still supposed to be good.
Sure. Okay.
That's gonna be a tough
two-
play.
that
Oh
was
my
a
god, I
shot.
hate
Jeez.
UTK so
He's
much.
had 2 very good fast hands plays at second today already.
I know.
That was not very pro launch angle.
Certainly not. I would call that probably like a -50.
You're close. -42.
I was gonna say 45. Dang it.
-42, 87 miles an hour off the bat. Distance 4 feet. Expected batting average of 70.
I just hate that Kike right now looks like a fire sergeant.
Yes.
I just hate it.
That sounds like you're just being a hater. I think his mustache is awesome.
That is literally what I just said. I said I hate it. Oh, you think I'm trying to hide that I hate it? I just said I hate it.
Yeah, and it just sounds like you're being a hater, Brian.
Wow, I'm a hater because I hate something?
Yeah.
That's generally how
Amazing
it works.
how that works.
Yeah. I feel like we're saying the same thing here.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think this is worth arguing.
How tall is May? He looks tall.
6'5".
Yeah, he looks big. Another very anti-launch angle cut there.
I'm gonna call that one like a -10.
-30.
Oh my!
Yeah, he was chopped. Also, distance 4 feet for back-to-back balls put in play.
So far this game could be summed up. So far this game could be summed up as most of the Angels lineup is doing their best Eric Hosmer impression, and the Dodgers are just hitting 100 every other at bat.
Yes. A lot of hard hit
Basically, yeah.
balls for the Dodgers and a lot of negative launch angles for the Angels.
I was gonna shove this thing that says paper in my hat and just kind of stick it on my forehead, and then I realized it covers my eyes, but that would probably be doing me a favor.
Hang on, do you need a smaller piece of paper? I have this nice little notebook I use.
Just hand it to him, like through the.
Yeah, sure.
Here, Brian, I'm gonna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wrong way on my screen.
Brian, hang on.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, but on the broadcast, you're the bottom. You got.
Oh wait, here, Brian, hang on.
Wait.
Wait, it's the other way. Oh, I think we got there.
There you go, Brian. Grab that.
Just
Grab
reach
that
down and
for me.
grab
Real
that.
quick. There you go. You got it?
There you go. And Trout goes down again. Was that looking again?
I don't know. I was laughing too hard to.
I wasn't paying attention either.
No, that was.
Yeah, I mean, that was a strike.
Oh, it was a called third strike, I guess.
Yeah, you just usually don't get that. You usually don't get that call when you're reaching across the zone like that.
He also looked back at the ump and pointed and went, a strike? He went, yeah. He went, wow.
Well, I think they were gonna, because the catcher didn't think it was a strike either. He was gonna go appeal.
Yeah, I think it was like called strike in the zone, and that's why he was confused. He was like,
yeah.
That pitch, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like that May cutter. That thing's unbelievable. Or the two-seam cut. Both of them, I guess. But, like, the run on those is ridiculous.
They're just both such incredibly good and incredibly complimentary pitches.
It makes me so angry that the Dodgers just got Brusdar Graterol. Like, how did anybody let that happen?
I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah.
How the Red Sox let that happen blows my mind.
Cool, yeah. The Dodgers just got Betts, who they're inevitably going to sign long-term, because there's absolutely no way that they would ever not. And then, you know, just in case Dustin May and his 99 with sink and his 95 with cut wasn't enough, we'll give you 102 with cut for literally no reason.
Literally no reason other than
for basically no cost.
For basically nothing. It's like we'll give you the second best player in baseball. We'll give you David Price, who's a very serviceable starter still. And just in case you think you're getting the short end of the deal here, because you're not really giving up anything, we'll also give you something else for nothing.
Just to really sweeten the pot.
I think the league just collectively owns the Dodgers, and then if the Dodgers win, then the league profits.
I've never, I'm trying to think back in our lifetimes. I'm not sure I've ever seen a team be so good at both the major league and minor league level at the same time.
Right?
Like, the league is set up to be one or the other. That's literally how it's set up.
Yeah.
I have never seen ever a team be in the top 3 in talent in the major and minor. And there's an argument they're the best in both. I think the Rays probably, or the Padres maybe, probably have them beat. But there's a legit argument that they are the top team in both major league and minor league talent, which is ridiculous.
And it's crazy because a lot of their minor league talent, it's like they fall, butt first into this talent. Like, it's just, they're just like, oh, we also have this now. Where did we get this? I don't even remember where we got that. Do you remember where we got that? No, I don't remember where we got that, but we have it.
Yeah, and that's basically like, as soon as that group with Magic took over, then like I don't know if you guys remember, but it was a big deal down here when Frank McCourt owned the Dodgers, because Frank McCourt openly used the Dodgers as a money farm. Like, he just simply did not care about the baseball team, and he just used them to get as much money as possible. And he really didn't put any thought into the team. And then he bankrupted because he was just terrible. He was just terrible with like the excessive amounts of money that he had. Like, there were stories that my dad used to tell me about, like McCourt's wife, I think, had like she had like a mansion just to keep her laundry in. Like, she had a mansion like just to do laundry in. They had like 6 mansions across LA.
Same.
The story that I always remember about the McCourt's ownership was was it Jane McCourt had his wife had Andre Ethier host a yoga session for her and her friends. Just cause.
Why not?
Yeah.
I would love to go to an Andre Ethier hosted yoga session. She had him do it specifically because he was the team hottie at the time, and she was just like, yeah, put on some tight clothes and do yoga with us. How can you not love Andre Ethier, no matter who you root for?
Absolutely. Andre Ethier was the best.
Andre Ethier's the man.
That
was a good pitch. Well, he wants catch interference?
No, he's saying the ball hit the ground. Did it?
I don't understand.
No, it literally wasn't even close. What? That wasn't even close.
I don't know what his problem is.
Good Lord, Jock, like what are we doing?
Heavy rumors for Jock Peterson to Detroit next year, and that's actually real.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Wow, that would like long term or like are we talking like a CJ Crone type deal?
No, we're talking
like a 4-year deal,
like corner outfielder for the next like 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Interesting. That's
there's a rumor that he's the number 1 target on the Tigers list because Zimmerman's contract will be off the books at the end of the season.
Honestly, if I'm the Tigers, I would actually go really hard after George Springer.
Yeah, any outfielder. All of our top hitting prospects are all infielders.
Yeah.
So I mean,
honestly, I would go for both.
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? Like,
I suppose that it would be kind of hard to sell out that hard when like the turnaround hasn't even really started yet. But I mean,
right. Well, that's it could have started.
It could start.
But...
It literally could start next year. And if you get Springer for the next, like, basically what the Angels did with Rendon, where, I mean, this year I didn't think was ever going to be our year, but I certainly didn't think it was going to be this bad. But, I mean, I think in 2 years the Angels could be World Series contenders if they make the right moves in the next year or two. But then you sign Rendon for 7 years, and, like, you're probably not going to compete for the World Series this year, but then you have him for when you do, and then you could do that same thing with Springer.
Especially if the value is there. Like if we're not, if we don't, if we're in a position where we're not having to break bank, that's why I think Peterson's a little more higher on the list than Springer, just because it's still like significantly better value than what we're gonna throw out in right field or left field next year.
Sure, that makes sense.
For a lot cheaper, obviously, but I mean that's still
cool. Papa.
That's Cool Papa Bell, my favorite player from that league ever.
Me too. Sorry to cut you off. They just showed up.
No, I will never be mad for Cool Papa Bell comments. But no, it's definitely interesting just because. So let's say it happens next year, then we turn into. We call up at least 3 pitching prospects. We call up 1 or both of our top hitting prospects, and then we put Peterson out there. Like the future then instantly becomes a lot brighter, basically overnight, basically in an off season. So that's
for sure.
Even if he's not, he's not going to be a world beater, but that's hopefully we don't pay him to be. You know what I mean? That's just like a solid.
I think you could get
everyday starter out there.
So like.
Who else do we think is going to be in on this Jock Peterson and George Springer market? Like, who do the Tigers have to compete with to get one of those guys?
I have no clue for Peterson. Springer will have a market just because of his name. I have no clue for Peterson. Probably the people that lose out on Springer.
In a vacuum, I can't imagine, like, assuming that the ownership isn't what it is, like, and not knowing like the things that Peter tells us about it. But there would be no reason for the Indians to not be in on one or both of them.
Absolutely.
I can see that.
And again, just knowing that what we know about the ownership, I don't think that they will. But there's no reason for one of them to not be on the Indians' radar. I can't see the Dodgers even making an attempt to re-sign Jock.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
He is just simply not needed
at all.
At this point, like, Jock made sense. I'm going to bring up the trade, but at this point, I don't think it makes sense for the Angels to go after Jock. It would have made sense to have him for this year, but it doesn't make sense to go after him for the long term.
Sure.
Oakland, I don't think would. Maybe the White Sox.
I
could see the White Sox.
Maybe they're trying to turn a corner.
I could see the White Sox being in on Jock, but not Springer.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to pay Springer.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't.
And they're kind of geared more to target a corner guy, anyways, because they have Robert in center field, and he's just phenomenal defensively.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for sure.
Who else?
I mean, like, not the Twins, not the Royals.
Yeah, the Royals aren't in a spot where they'll be able to make that big of a difference anytime soon.
Yeah, and the Twins have too many people that are approaching like 6 years of service to spend money on an outside party.
Yeah. Plus, they still have Kirilloff.
Yeah, they still have plenty of outfield, of just talent. I don't think anyone in the East.
Garrett just said Josh Hader just went full dum-dum, and I'm not entirely sure what that means. I mean, I understand what dum-dum means. I just don't know what
it means. You give me gum-gum.
Oh!
Gum-gum, dum. Oh, what is that?
I know.
That was a lot of Little League baseball that just happened on my screen just now.
That was
I'm actually surprised Fletcher overthrew that. He's usually pretty good about those throws.
That was that was ridiculous.
Oh!
Just in and out.
Off the glove.
He had way more time than I think he thought he had.
Yeah.
Just a guess.
Just don't throw Cabert whatever you threw him last time.
Yes.
Throw him something that's... Actually, no, confuse him. Throw the exact same pitch.
I don't mind that.
He'll never expect it.
He'll never expect the same pitch that he took deep.
Well, it's not
his first major league at bat.
Getting back to the Jock and Springer, it sounds like we're pretty confident that Jock probably makes it to an American League team.
I think so.
I think he would benefit from it just because he could DH.
Well, that's permanent now. If the
that's
NLD
well, I mean, Jock is a good defensive corner outfielder, though. Is the thing. So he would be fine on a National League team. Like he wouldn't be a detriment in the outfield at all. So like he will have a National League market still.
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, I was just thinking. He mentioned the Tigers, and I was just thinking like Angels, so I just went through the American League teams first. Honestly, I could see the Rays maybe making a push at him just because the Rays turn everybody into God. And
true.
Like
I just feel like they would rather turn a C-level prospect into that output than they would pay somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I could see
their development's just so good.
I would imagine Jock getting 4 years at the very most from somebody. But I would expect him to get.
That's what I would like if he came here for sure.
I would expect probably a 3 to 4 year deal. Yeah,
for sure.
Maybe Jock to Arizona.
Arizona's been big on those guys. Arizona's big on like the second or third best available at a position. They're big on that.
Never mind. They got Peralta, both Martes and Calhoun. So maybe not.
Fair.
Yeah, they do have a bit of a dearth.
Yeah, I forgot about Calhoun, honestly.
Dude, the Padres always had that just like immense horde of outfielders, but do they still have that? Because I know they don't have Renfroe anymore. They don't have Margot.
Margot, gosh, what a bust. Jeez.
He was the headliner of the Craig Kimbrell trade, right?
Yeah, he was a top. I think he peaked in the 30s for top prospects in baseball. I think he peaked in like the low 30s at one point back in like 2014. It was him and oh shoot, I'm forgetting his name. There were two like center field. Buxton was the headliner, but then it was Margot and what's his face? I can't remember. That were always supposed to be the future center field, and now none of the three of them are really like that good.
Do you remember what team?
Play at the plate.
Safe.
Yeah, he's in there.
That was generous to call that a play at the plate.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good winning in left field. We weren't going to get anything special.
Oh, fair, yeah. So what's the? Can you elaborate on the Justin Upton situation that's going on in Anaheim?
Do you want the short version or the long version?
Whatever works better.
We're in the 4th inning. You can give the long version if you want.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
The short version is he's terrible.
Okay, fair.
That is short.
That's the short and the easy version, is that he's absolutely awful and he looks like he doesn't know what a baseball bat is. The long version is that so there's absolutely no way to quantify it because it hasn't translated into anything. But so think about when Rendon first came back, and Rendon was hitting about 112, but he was walking about 30% of the time, so his on-base percentage was still at 406.
Right, sure.
So he hadn't gotten like the feel for the barrel yet, but he still had this phenomenal feel of the strike zone, you know? And that is effectively what Justin Upton has been for the year, except he finds a way to get himself out instead of walking. Like, he's not a lot of the year, he has not really been chasing bad pitches for the most part. Like, I would be surprised if his chase percentage was actually very high. But when he swings at pitches in the zone, he is either just whiffing or just making awful contact. Like pop flies to the right side of the infield, just grounding out to the left side. I'm sure his whiff percentage is pretty high, but I would be really, really surprised if he had a high chase rate. So he's got a really good feel for the zone this year, but just has absolutely no idea what baseball bat he's using. Is the best way I could describe it.
So he's still being choosy, but when he's swinging, he's not making any kind of decent contact.
No, not at all. It's not even close. Like to call it like to call what he's doing good selective hitting implies that he's all right.
Oh, well.
Are we allowed to end this early? Because this is just causing me pain, man.
Well,
Corey Seager. I asked for a big day from Corey Seager. I'm getting it. 11 for 12. We're on the pace.
Yikes. Remember when you had a lead?
No.
I do.
Pepperidge Farms doesn't.
Remember?
This has to be what broadcasting for the actual Angels must be like. You're just trapped. You're just trapped. You can't do anything.
You got to imagine, or not you got to imagine, but that's just adding to an already insane campaign for Seager.
Oh, yeah.
He's been going off.
Yeah, reasons to be positive. Rengifo made a decent play. Yes, sir. I hate it here.
Hey, Brian, think about it this way. You got another inning of Dustin May pitching against you.
I love Justin May.
Good old Justin May.
Noted player Justin May.
Noted MLB player Justin May.
That man certainly plays his baseball.
Indeed. He plays it so all the timely.
Plays it decently well. I'm trying to pull up J-Up's percentiles here. They're not good.
No, they're certainly bad. If you could find his... I would be curious to see his chase percentage, though, compared to the rest of the league, because I would imagine that is actually very good.
Oh, my gosh. These are
probably,
horrible.
Yeah, no. It's terrible, and I refuse to go there because I don't like seeing the color blue because I confuse it with purple too often.
X batting average, second percentile.
I'm surprised it's not lower.
Yikes.
X slugging, fourth. K percentage, 8th. Whiff percentage, 15th. X WOBA, 5th. Barrel is even 20. Like, that's not good. Hard hit, 29th. Exit velo, 39th. Sprint speed, 48th.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. It's not bad.
That's almost top 50. Let's go.
Almost top half of the league in sprint.
Are you trying to patronize me?
No, we're trying to talk you back into Justin Upton.
I had to live through a year of Justin Upton.
You had to live through a decent period of Justin Upton. You had to live with not second percentile expected batting average Justin Upton.
That is fair. He was never this bad with us, but he
went through his bad stretches. But the thing is, Detroit Justin Upton would have his bad stretches and his good stretches. Angels Justin Upton has the decent stretch in 2017, the good year in 2018, the I'm going to kick this wall as hard as I can in 2019, and then the 2020 what is baseball? That is the Justin
Has
Upton.
he been on your team that long already?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like it was not that long ago that he was a Tiger. Jeez.
I think so too. Time has just become all one big year for me.
It's nutty.
Like, I can remember, like, very vividly watching. Like, I've been thinking about this a lot for some reason. I can very vividly remember watching the 2016 World Series because I was watching it with my buddies in college, and we were like just hanging out in the lounge. And I remember I had to get out of practice early that day, or I didn't have to, but I had to hurry home from practice so that I could catch Game 7. And my buddies were just all watching it in the lounge, and we ordered pizza. And that's been almost 4 years already.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not feel like it's been that long since Upton was a Tiger. That's weird.
Feels like it's been longer.
Does Keibert Ruiz have 2 at-bats yet? I haven't. I lost track. He's got to, right?
Yeah, he has 2 ABs. I don't know what he did. He didn't strike out, but he did hit out.
Oh my! Well, he just lost the strike 3 call. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there you go.
Had that stolen from him. Getting back to Justin Upton, I remember I used to hate Justin Upton in 2013 because he declined a trade he exercised his no trade clause when he was with the Diamondbacks.
Don't hit that ball
to
hard.
Get out of being traded to Seattle.
Yes, sir. More reasons to be positive. That's 5 in a row for Rendon.
Look at that.
Love that.
That's 5 games in a row?
I mean, I think so. I might be lying about that. I think I'm lying about that. He didn't go deep yesterday. Did he?
I don't remember him going deep yesterday, but that still is, regardless,
I'd probably
4 and 5 days.
I think I lied about that. If it's not, then it's 5 and 6 days. Because he had, I think he definitely had 4 in a row.
Xrit through the roof, Garrett says, quit isn't in this offense's vocabulary.
Certainly in the bullpens.
Certainly.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's on Shohei, and it's on Shohei's tongue with that swing.
That was not close.
Noted terrible hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
Okay, yeah. Rendon did not go deep yesterday, so that's 5 and 6 games.
That's nice.
That's not bad.
Still a good day at the office for sure.
90 on the changeup. Oh, my Lord.
And he was out in front of it. That's what happens when you got to prep for 100 with movement.
I would just throw him off speed again. Like, I wouldn't even throw him a fastball.
Yeah, he hasn't been close on the first 2. I don't know why you would.
Yeah. Why are those cutouts in the shade? Literally nobody can see them.
Keep the sun out of their eyes, duh. Most home runs this season. Dodgers first, Angels second.
Yeah, and the only reason the Dodgers are first is because they just played the Angels.
Once upon a time, the Tigers were first in that stat.
I remember. I remember.
After like the first 2 innings.
No, after like the first week of the season.
Really?
Yeah, that's when we were like tied for first place, and we had 82% of our runs scored via the home run. So,
yeah, just no room for regression at all, right there.
The regression was blatantly obvious. Needless to say,
Jack in the Box is taunting me with a Southwest cheddar bacon sandwich or whatever, knowing that I'm stuck here, forced to watch this atrocity.
What, you're telling me that you're not at all interested in the Southwest bacon cheddar sandwich from Jack in the Box?
I'm saying that they're taunting me, A, because of the fact that I live in Iowa and there's literally not a Jack in the Box in this town, or I don't think I would be shocked if there is a Jack in the Box within 45 miles of me.
I would love it.
We don't have them up here. We don't have them in Michigan, so.
Isn't Jack in the Box mostly a West
That a boy
Coast
goodie.
thing?
Yeah, I don't think that's a very Midwest thing. We don't have any. I don't even think there's one in the state of Michigan.
Sad.
Yeah, I've never had it. Never been had the pleasure.
I would not call it that much of a pleasure.
It's
Oh yeah, I
very
mean,
much in like the D plus C minus tier of fast
sure.
food.
Fair.
But it's great at 2 a.m.
So it appears
Those are needed.
Then
the
again, so is
closest-
Wendy's, and that's in the A tier of fast food.
I was about to say Wendy's is in the S tier of fast food.
A
Excuse
plus
you.
tier, yes.
So the closest Jack in the Box to me, from where I am right now, is 188 miles away. Or no, wow. Oh my God, I was so far off. It is 409 miles away in Indianapolis.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hang on, let's see. Where's the nearest Jack in the Box to me? In the middle of downtown Seattle.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say, for as long as I'm living in Iowa, I will not be making any trips to Jack in the Box.
That seems like a solid take. Let's see, the nearest Jack...
Hey, the closest one to me is the same one, Brian.
No way!
One in Indianapolis?
Yeah, legit. That's the closest. 246 miles from me in downtown Indianapolis. It's the same one.
5613 West 30.
Yeah!
Hey, quick shout out to the Jack in the Box in Indianapolis at 5163 whatever street.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
That's really funny.
Hey, my nearest Jack in the Box is 1.4 miles away.
Hey, if I ever have to make a trip out to Indy for a tournament or something, I'll text you. Make that 2 hours.
Absolutely.
I'll
that's
buy,
more than two.
I'll buy your Jack in the Box.
That's like a 4-hour journey, but I'm down. I'm
yes,
so
sir,
down.
Joe.
That's just Seattle to Portland. That's not that bad.
Make me happy to watch this game again. Come on, boys.
Joe Adele. Outside of his Ryan Rayburn play in right field, how's he looked?
Not good.
Really?
A lot of his singles have been those negative launch angle ones that he just beats into the ground incredibly hard. Like if I had to guess, that one was probably like the negative 25 launch angle, like 99 miles an hour.
Let's find out. Holy cow! That was 111 with a negative 15 launch angle.
Yeah, that's been basically all of his hits in the league so far. It's just like north of 105. Straight into the ground, either up the middle or through the right side.
111? Is that the hardest hit of the game?
Probably. So that
is the hardest hit of the game. There's been 2-3 home runs, and that single to right was the hardest hit of the game.
The thing about Adele is that it is certainly there. If he just lifts, the ball.
Just lift it up, man. You're crushing it.
Now I'm curious. I want to see how far that Jack in the Box in Indianapolis is.
This watch party is now
me.
unofficially sponsored by the Jack in the Box in downtown.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
that's great. That's great. It absolutely is, though.
I feel obligated to go there now, but that's still 7 hours. That is the That is. Wait, what in the world? Why was?
Okay. Wait, why? Did he not tag us?
What in the? Yeah. What are you
doing? He must have
Actually,
forgot how many outs there were.
Absolutely.
Because he literally ran right in front of him. Adele literally ran right. It was like, hey, what's up? There's no way he didn't forget how many outs there were.
So from where I am now, I could get to that Jack in the Box in Indianapolis by tomorrow at 10 p.m. 11. Well, I guess your time it would be midnight.
Perfect.
That's if you drove straight, though.
Yeah, and that's just no stopping.
Right.
I mean, I can do the whole journey on I-90.
Interesting.
Well, perfect.
It still makes me
sounds like a date.
I remember it still made me so angry.
I
do have to get my 33-year-old car over the Rockies though, and that might be a bit of and the Cascades.
We just got an anonymous tip. It might have been the manager of the Jack in the Box in Indianapolis.
That is very possible.
That's beautiful.
Whoever that was, thank you very much.
Yes,
beautiful. We appreciate that.
Big appreciation.
If you're from the Jack in the Box in Indianapolis, we will do our absolute best to get out to you. And I promise you, I'll try the Southwest Cheddar something, whatever that was called.
If I can get a Postmates driver to deliver to me from Indianapolis, you better believe I will.
Imagine the fee on that. Jeez.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I dropped $430 on Jack in the Box because I Postmates.
If you're making a Postmates driver drive a day and 10 hours to deliver you something, you better be giving them like $1,000 tip.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, I can't. Oh my God, 93 with cut. That's
It's nasty.
just BABIP something into right field, Luis. Like just make something happen. If you get a ball through the infield, Adela's scoring like no contest.
Oh yeah. Or just hit it high and deep.
I mean, there's 2 outs.
Oh,
so
there's 2 outs.
He's about to
I would rather
get
him
such
hit,
a jam shot cutter.
If he's gonna hit one high and deep, I would rather that be followed with gone.
It's high. It's deep. It's out of here. Christian says choke up. Christian, the boomer of Diamond Digest.
Famously, yes.
No shift, choke up, defense merchant.
Big fan of bunts.
No robo umps. Big bunt guy.
Big bunt guy.
Big bunt guy.
Peter, notable bunting fan after
Peter, notable bunt guy.
Can't be mad at the trade that brought the best sacrifice squeezer onto the team.
They also have a 15-win manager. That's
15-win manager.
Very overlooked by a lot of people.
Without Terry Francona, this Indians team would simply not have any wins.
You know what's crazy is the Tigers have now lost 20 straight games to the Cleveland Indians, which is the second longest streak in the modern era.
That's just insane to me. Like, it was like the Rockies against the. I mean, you guys know this. I'm a Rockies fan too, but in the past couple of years, when the Rockies were competitive for a little while, and I did follow the Rockies a little more closely than the Angels, just because like we were playing, the Rockies were playing competitive baseball. Yeah, sure, but I think the Rockies went through a stretch from like mid 2017. No, it was like mid 2018 to like last year, where I think we lost 17 straight to the Dodgers. And like 10 of those were in September in 2018 when we ended up tying for the division. We lost 10 I think we lost 10 in a row to the Dodgers in September while we were tied with them. Nice. Including the tiebreaker for the division. Rockies have never won the NL West, by the way.
We are currently, I believe, another 3-game series sweep away from the all-time record in a head-to-head winning streak against one team since like the modern era, which technically is like 69, I think, is when they count that as the modern era. So nice. That would be it would be if they sweep us, 3-game sweep us the next time we play them, they will officially have the longest winning streak in the modern era.
Well, the Tigers are all about those American League records. So
yeah,
if they got it.
Exactly. We're just all about it, honestly.
The Mariners came into this season with they had lost 12 in a row to the Astros, and I think it got to 14 before we squeaked one out, and then we immediately picked up where we left off, and we've lost like 4 in a row since.
That's the thing. Like, you at least like accidentally trip into a win at some point. Like, 20 straight. Like, we haven't beat them in so long. Like, the very beginning of last year. Like, man.
Yeah, and that's got to be tough in a full season. Just watching your team lose to the same team 15 times in a row.
And it's a divisional opponent. Like,
what are we talking about?
Yeah, that we came into this series or the season, and it was at 17. Yeah,
I need a dartboard in my room, and I'm just gonna start throwing pencils into it once I get mad at the Angels.
I'm just gonna
put different Angels players, or no, just cover the dartboard in a picture of Joe Madden.
There you go. That'll send it through the wall.
It'll be like Madden.
Stop throwing darts at it. You'd start throwing bowling balls at it.
Those are heavy.
The neighbors would be upset.
Well, not if they're not home.
Fair. I can't argue with that logic.
Yeah.
And if they're asleep, then they won't even know who did it.
Cannot argue with that lot.
Are you guys seeing the steak commercial, or is this just me?
I got DraftKings.
It was a
We're all
Kings
on
for Charcoal
different
commercial.
podcasts.
I got commercial break in progress.
It was a Kings for Charcoal commercial, and the soundtrack was kind of hype.
Low-key banged.
This is just an absolute banger of a Kingsford Charcoal ad.
Your hourly reminder to free Casey Mize. Thanks for watching, joining us today.
Till it's backwards.
Till it is backwards, yeah.
It's backwards.
I'm actually so happy with how many people in like Detroit Twitter now add the till it's backwards. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, absolutely. Like I said, your hourly reminder to free Casey Mize. If he's not up by this Wednesday,
I really want to get that out on a shirt.
If he's not up by Wednesday, it's like riots are taking place, I think. And I'm forefronting them.
I would be disappointed if you weren't.
I guarantee if the Mariners don't start the season with Kalanick in the lineup, then you will see something very similar coming out of Seattle in 2021.
Honestly,
two gentlemen have taken over the baseball world by starting riots in their cities. Just months apart from each other.
Ooh, Bellinger with a loud.
Wow.
Wow.
Hot mics, man.
Wow.
That's so good.
Wow.
Oh, hot mics are so good.
That was a loud one. That was a very loud one.
Zero restraint on that.
Garrett says release Julio Teheran till it's backwards.
Ron Julio released.
He also hit the free Casey Mize till it's backwards, though. It's facts.
Used to be
Bellinger's launch angle is ridiculous this game. It's
got to be like 70 degrees for like the average, right?
That one was 50. The last one, I think you guessed 50, and it was 42. It was 40. This one legit was 50.
That's a lot.
Way under that one, yeah. And he still hit it 280. Wow. The numbers for Rendon's were 102 with a 25 launch angle and an 840 expected batting average.
On that homer?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that that's only 840, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Expected distance of 426, so that's out in any stadium, which is nice.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how that is.
Not 1,000?
Yeah.
It's got to be, at some point in time, there were heavy winds one day, and it was Comerica.
I would love to see it like an Aaron Judge like 470-foot homer, just to see if it has 1,000 expecting batting average. Like, okay, yeah, this ball was hit 117 with a launch angle of 26 degrees.
Right.
That wasn't out once.
So here you go. Corey Seager's wasn't 1,000 batting average.
Corey Seager's was 1,000?
His homer was 1,000. It was 111 off the bat, 25 launch angle. The distance was only 404.
Yeah, I was about to say that ball did not get out by very much.
But
actually, no, it did. It did.
No, that ball was crushed.
Because he pulled it, yeah.
Yeah,
it was to that tiny, tiny right field corner.
Yeah, no. Now that you mention it, it was crushed. It was just, I thought it was going to be foul, is what was.
It was crushed cold, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Bruce Starr is up.
Gratterall's getting ready.
Cool.
Let's go. Let's go. Just dig the Angels into the dirt. Oh, yeah.
I get to watch two different ethnic versions of the exact same pitcher just bury the Angels today.
Yes, sir.
Just crush him in the pebbles.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah,
Notable-
so much. Oh my god, I'm having such a good time.
How does
He
it
really
feel that you
does
can't
sound
buy
like he's
any
having a
jerseys
good
of any
time.
current Mariners player?
That's not true. I could buy a Kyle Lewis jersey. I'd feel good about a Kyle Lewis jersey. And Julio Rodriguez came out and said if people want to buy his jersey, they told him what number to put on it already.
I'm gonna laugh when he doesn't get that number.
I mean, I feel pretty confident that he would probably be able to get 44.
That's yeah. What number is Kyle Lewis? 8?
0?
Ooh,
Oh,
good
is he 0?
question.
Oh, interesting.
Or is he 1? I think he's 1.
I simply don't know.
I
I'm
simply
freaking
do not know the answer.
typing on my laptop like it's my PC. What a ding dong. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, how could you?
I know, right? What an idiot thing to do. Yeah, Kyle Lewis is wearing number 1.
Garrett said, Nick, I'm finna post that pic of you distraught after Stassi went yard.
That yeah, that sucked. That was I did watch the
No
video
rebuttal.
of it that we tweeted. I watched that video of it like 20 times because I was just like I thought my reaction was pretty funny, but every time I watched it, I just watched Christian because he was just so excited. I was like, how can I be mad about this? Like he's just that excited about it. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, we simply haven't had that much to be excited about. So I mean, that was kind of like our thing. It was like Stassi, and then like, was that that was the Bundy game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, that's like the last that's like really all that we've had to be excited about in the past week. There was like two games versus Oakland that we won, but then like after that, we have given Oakland their only 2 losses of the month, and I think those are also our only 2 wins of the month.
Mariners haven't had a whole lot good either. I mean, Evan White hit a dinger yesterday. That was pretty sweet, but
Yeah, I think mine
Just
goes without
Sheffield
saying.
and Justin Dunn both got their first career wins last week.
I saw the Sheffield win. He looked good.
He did. He looked good today too. He only gave up 2 runs. I think he went 6 Ks, 2 runs.
Good for him.
He's settled in the last 2 starts. He looks good. And Justin Dunn looked great in his win too. He gets tomorrow.
Absolutely. Oh wow. They're doing I'm either doing a breakdown of the color or 2-seamer.
Ooh, deer.
Yeah. That's
Speaking of speaking of 2-seamers.
Do you imagine if you just
Murder
cut that
man.
much? Like if you just like didn't aim it there and just cut that much went all the way.
Oh, yeah, Justin Dunn gets to throw tomorrow, but he has to do it against this here Dodgers team.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed. Interesting.
Man, Flush just looks so tiny against this dude. We've lost.
Brian, gone but not forgotten.
Hello.
He's back. It's better than ever.
I would love to tell you that I didn't just stand up to get a really, really big box of goldfish out of my kitchen, but that's exactly what I just did.
Is it one of those ones that has these like the this thing on the bag?
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. I didn't know those existed.
Yeah,
That's nice.
big Costco box.
Yeah, no, I got this guy going for me right now. So, I mean,
Oh, you got the carton. I like the carton.
Carton's
Yeah, so-
nice. I'm a big carton guy.
it helps me get through games such as these.
Fletch.
Why am I watching this and not the baseball? I probably it would be a lock.
Oh, nice little dribbler up the middle. You love
The
to see
classic David Fletcher hit. We need
The
some Babbitt
classic
luck at some
Fletch
point
Daddy
too.
hit. I want to see the. Oh yeah, here we go. 107 off the bat, but it was negative 25 launch angle.
That last one?
Yeah.
Really?
They're absurd.
Well, you got to remember.
This is a team of
like,
Eric Hosmers.
Right when it hits the ground, that's like 70 now. Like right when it hits the ground, it's no longer even close to 107. 270 expected batting average.
I cannot believe that the A's did what they did to the Giants twice in a row. 2 outs, two strikes in the ninth last night, and then Canna goes 3-run yak.
You want to talk about sleeper players too? Yaz has been unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll say he has. Good Lord,
unreal.
And who else is on that team who's been having a good season? Donovan Solano.
Yeah. Solano.
Kind of just came out of nowhere.
He really did. He's cooled off a little bit in the recent few days, but boy, he still just got off to such a torrid start. I guess not even really. I mean, he had 2 hits.
I agree. I got to imagine Fletcher's X grid is through the roof with that seeing eye single up the middle. Dustin May is just that filthy you can't get under the ball. That's a reasonable
seems to be the case. Yeah,
honestly, yeah, that's not a bad take.
I mean, I'd have problems getting underneath the ball that was 99 moving downwards also. That was a pitch to hit. That slider just kind of hung.
This dude's hair is so unreal. I can't get over his hair.
I just wish he had eyebrows.
His beard bugs me because it's just so patchy. Just grow a full beard or don't.
Reasonable.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Guy who actually can grow a full beard.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that one.
You see what we got here? This is all I can do.
Yeah,
I can't even do that.
I got locked into the Asian facial hair.
Yeah, you did get dealt that hand. I got the Greek hair.
Didn't look like Jock read that very well.
Yeah,
he still got the job done.
Tigers, take note. Maybe you don't want him
to
field
I'm not paying this fraud. What are we talking
this
about?
Clown. Looks like Malik Smith out there.
Man, literally.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
I would have to imagine that we're not going to see a 9th inning comeback from the A's today because they're up 11-2.
Oh, we're up 6-2 when I looked 10 minutes ago. What happened?
Piscotty hit a 3-run home run and Simeon hit a 2-run home run.
Oh, okay.
That'll do her.
So that would make up for the 5 runs that you apparently missed.
It would seem, yeah. Hey, Scott, guess what?
What's up?
Chicken butt.
I knew you were going to do that. I hate it.
He got me.
I knew you were going to do that.
Absolutely got me. I walked right into it. I walked into Brian's this morning too, or last night.
You got twice today?
I think it was last night, but yeah, in the last 24 hours, I've been got twice. Yeah.
Jinkies.
I didn't even intend for that one to happen. Christian kind of just finished that one up.
He's like, do your research, and I was like, for what? And then I got hit with the yo mother by 8 different people. I was like, okay, well, Well, I was confused because like I've done more hot mics than anyone by far. So I was like, what is he talking about? Like I'll be fine. And then I just got slapped with the Yamada. Like, oh, okay.
RKO out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, for sure. Out of nowhere. Blindsided me for sure. Extra ratings today for the Angels. Tehran 40. That's brutal.
Way higher than I thought it was.
That's brutal. 40's rough. That's a rough outing. Fletcher 130 leading the team, though. You love to see that.
All right, cool. So basically, we just got not tall ginger Dustin May. Literally the exact same pitcher.
Yeah, true. The so you actually like hit him pretty well. So he leaves with a final line of 4 1/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, 1 home run, no walks.
He got 2 strikeouts.
It's not bad at all. 6 balls hard hit, which is over 98, I think. That's not bad at all.
In the chat, we got Christian sharing what he calls the most Robbie Ray start ever. We got 5 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Yes.
That's a line for the Edwin Jackson no-hitter.
95 pitches, only 45 strikes.
Robbie Ray, former Tigers legend. So Robbie Ray. Oh yeah, we drafted Robbie Ray, baby.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who did you ship him to Arizona for?
That would be the likes.
I thought that was hit softer, actually.
That's a great question. I remember the trade being horrible, if that helps.
Well,
it's like
no, that doesn't help because that's just every other trade that you've ever made.
Yeah. I will look it up really quick. Robbie Ray, transactions. Traded.
Nick, I don't know if you saw, we got Milk Gang going right now.
Milk Gang's in the chat.
Milk Gang, absolutely. Oh, he was part of the Shane Green, Didi Gregorius trade.
Oh.
So I guess Shane Green was a horrible starter, but once we moved him to closer, he was good for half a year in the 5 years we had him. So take that with what you will. But yeah, Robbie Ray.
You traded him when his value was at his peak for nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the Detroit way. We, I don't know. Robbie Ray was basically given up on. Him and Drew Smiley were both had pretty promising. I think Smiley actually had several pretty promising starts, and then we shipped him because we just gave up on him. Sure. But Robbie Ray, I'm pretty sure, got rocked twice, and we were just like, okay, that's it, and shipped him. And then he became an all-star, so it's always fun.
I'm trying to follow along with the Rockies game, and in classic Rockies fashion, we had a 6-run lead going into the 9th inning, and now the bases are loaded with 2 outs and 2 runs have already scored, and it's a 4-run game now. We just walked. They just walked in a run. Of course.
Of course.
Couple weeks.
What else would you do?
About a week ago, they were playing against, I want to say, Arizona. And it was a 2-1 game in the 8th inning. And then the Rockies scored 6 in the bottom of the 8th. And then they gave up 6 in the top of the 9th. And Daniel Bard, who is literally our best reliever right now, after having not pitched since 2013, had to come in and close the game. It was
the Rockies.
It was incredible.
He closed the door, though, yeah?
He did. He got the backwards K on Steven Vogt with the bases loaded.
Love to see it.
So here we go. We got some lines for the Rockies pitchers today. We got John Gray with a nice little start, 7 innings, 3 earned. Daniel Bard went an inning, gave up 1 run, but it was kind of moot because it was a 10-2 ball game, so 1 run didn't mean anything, or 10-3 ball game. And then we got Jairo Diaz, who threw 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and 3 walks, and I think they made an error in the 9th also.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got Carlos Estevez coming in to close the game. Honestly, aren't as abysmal as I thought they were going to be. John Gray's is 574 right now, but Bard's is 409. Diaz is 312. Ones that they gave him weren't earned because I guess I don't know what that error was.
Neither do I.
Derek Dietrich reaches on a fielding error by second baseman Ryan McMahon. Shocker.
Shock.
And then Diaz walked into 2 runs, both
Here's
on
my
3
dad.
counts.
Hi, Scott's dad.
What's up, Scott's dad?
Making an appearance.
Your restaurant looks sick.
He says your restaurant looks sick.
Thank you.
He knows it's sick.
Yeah. He's aware.
Carlos Estevez comes in, first pitch, lines out sharply.
Mm.
It was on a deflection. Based on how they're scoring that might have been a line drive off of the pitcher caught by Daniel Murphy to end the game.
Oh, shoot.
Because it says lines out sharply, pitcher Carlos Estevez to first baseman Daniel Murphy.
Yeah, that's I'm sure that's not how they drew it up. Well, maybe it is.
I don't think they necessarily practice the tip drill in baseball.
I would also agree with that.
But you know what? I'm sure they'll take it.
Be a lot cooler if they did.
Be a lot cooler if they did. But
Dodgers are 13-0 when scoring over 5 runs this season. I'm not even sure the Tigers have scored more than 5 runs 13 times.
why are the A's the best team in baseball right now?
That is a great question that I also don't know the answer to. Oh my gosh, for his drop people.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's probably getting goldfish too.
I wouldn't name him if he was. That'd be a good take on his part.
Oh, absolutely. Hedges now sits with a really nice 148 extra plus on the season. It's a solid. That's a solid number, I'd say.
Makes me so sad because if robo umps become a thing, Austin Hedges is just going to cease to exist.
Yeah, that's why I'll never be in favor.
I love Austin Hedges, man.
Me too.
If he could just have like a consistent, like maybe 75 WRC plus, like he's a top 10 catcher.
Agreed.
And it's just unbelievable that that's asking too much for him.
He's really not good with the bat.
No, he's certainly not.
It's really not good.
And I wonder if his catching prowess came from just being a bad hitter and just being like, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to make every other hitter's job harder too.
Right, yeah. He's like, you know what?
I'm struggling hard trying to open this carton, man.
Austin Hedges is the GOAT. That's a fact. Kershaw's really got that thing unbuttoned all the way down.
Why is this thing causing me so much trouble? Got it. Okay, we're good.
There we go.
X grit through the roof on that one. Didn't give up.
X grit through the roof. Who's that warming up? Milner? Milner in the pen?
They haven't cut over to the pen on my stream yet.
He's not throwing yet, but he's standing on the mound talking to somebody out there.
Is it a super, super skinny white
No,
guy?
it was Milner. It's just a matter of whether he was actually... Oh!
Yep, I just got a really unfriendly at-bat notification.
Oh!
Let's just wait for it. Let's just wait for it. There we go.
Was
That
what we
ball's
call
mashed.
deal. That one had an expected batting average of
I'm going to call 950.
910. Good pull. Good pull. 10, almost 104 off the bat with 24 launch angle, distance 430.
See, literally, how is that ball ever an out? Like, what?
It's got to just be like
in Detroit or in Boston?
Right. Yeah, it's got to be. Because it said he hit barrel too, so. Yeah, it's got to be like in Detroit on like a super windy day. Like that's all, in like the pre-juice ball era. Like that's all I can think of. Oh, here's the man, Ruiz. Bringer of pain.
Hobe. Every single time Hobie comes in now, my only contribution to the chat is I just type Hobe.
It's a good pitch. Look at Bleacher Report. That House of Highlights as the advertisement for me on Pitcher's Mound.
Did you say on the pitcher's mound?
Yeah, not like it's not like painted on like the digital one. The advertisement on Pitcher's Mound. He's back.
He's back. The boy's back.
Log him.
Don't look now. Don't call it a comeback, everyone. Nick Tucker has returned.
Like a cacophony of errors. I had to get my laptop charger, accidentally unplug the modem. It was a whole thing.
I don't even want to know how that accidentally happened.
They're plugged into the same power strip, and the modem plug is like really, really loose for some reason. So I grabbed it, and it just straight up fell out. And I was like, "Well, isn't that great?"
That's not how you drew it up. Coming
It's really not. It was not. It was not part of the plan. It was not in the cards.
Hobie, unironically, one of our best relievers. Your thoughts, Brian?
He really is, and that's pathetic. Like Buttrey, I'm still convinced is going to be a star. Robles is starting to figure it out a little bit, and then it's like Felix Pena is legitimately incredible at the pen, and like last night he just beat him. Like
he did.
Matt made the good decision, brought in our dude, and Mookie just beat him. And that's just what happens sometimes, like because Mookie is just a dude. But
he is
it's like talent wise, it's like Butch, Robles, Pena, and then talent wise, Obi is like pretty down the list.
That is an A+ frame drop. Is Stassi catching? Yeah, that was A+ framing. That was elite framing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I point out something else behind the plate real fast while we're talking about it?
Yes.
So it's not the catcher, but I really need to point this out. I don't know how hot it is in Anaheim right now, but clearly it's pretty hot because if you look at the umpire's pants, every time he leans forward, his belly sweat is making a mark on his pants, and you can see it when he stands up straight. But I noticed this 3 innings ago, and it's only gotten bigger since.
Incredible.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
You don't get this kind of content from anyone else.
No one else will point this out back in the second or third, and it's so glaringly obvious now. Because it clearly didn't pee his pants because it hasn't run down the leg, but it's just his belly sweat
That's why in MLB the show Nick Tucker has the 99 batter's eye for finding stuff
for real.
like that.
I'm getting dingers every day.
No one else is gonna find that for you.
I see stuff, man.
What a phenomenal catch!
What a great find.
Good analysis like this on MLB Network, man.
You never would. You never would. Ridiculous. Ooh, Mookie. Full count. Here we go. It's game time.
It's game time. 8-2 game.
Yeah, man. There's still a game happening here. The Dodgers still have plenty of time to make this lead even worse.
That is true.
Understand that I'm staring directly at you. I'm not staring at Scott. I'm staring at you.
No one ever stares at me.
Noted.
People stare at me a lot. There's like 5 Asian people in my office.
Yeah.
That's a great pitch. That is a great pitch. Big time players make big time plays, baby.
Why were you so far ahead of me? What in the world?
I don't know. You've been ahead of me all game.
Yeah, like I was just ahead of you like a second ago, and then you just like jumped ahead on that pitch.
I don't know what to tell you. Still in this IMO TBH. Garrett.
Can't hate that take. Except I can.
Definitely can.
This is painful, man.
So what was your guys' answer to the DD tweeted out, what was it, yesterday? The transaction that if you could reverse, what would it be?
I'll go. My friend on Twitter, I was at work, and so it was slow, so I had a lot of time to think about it. And my friend and I came up with the same answer, but it was the Eric Bedard for Adam Jones trade back in 2008.
I could
definitely see that.
I think the only other one that can compete with that is a trade that's so bad I don't even know what the Mariners got in return for it, but it was the one in the mid-90s that sent a young David Ortiz to Boston. That was back before he didn't even go by David Ortiz.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that would have sent him. That would have sent him to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
That did happen.
See, for me, I don't know if this necessarily counts because it's kind of two, but mine actually would not be Pujols. Mine would be Hamilton. I would have given Hamilton money to Zach Greinke.
Yeah, that would have been the right call too.
Yeah,
especially at the time.
Again, I don't know if that counts because then that would technically be two things. But like, if I could do it over, like, I would choose the Hamilton contract over the Pujols one easily because Pujols has at least done things. Hamilton did literally nothing, and it sucks that Pujols is still taking up a roster spot now, and that contract would have hurt us longer. But Hamilton is literally just a dead spot for 5 years, and that money could have been used on dead.
Reasonable take, I would say.
How about you?
Honestly, like a lot. I mean, like we've had some pretty horrible ones. I mean, the biggest one was like ever would be like if I was doing all time, the biggest one would be in the 90s we traded Double-A John Smoltz for Doyle Alexander, who pitched for us for a year. Like that's considered to be one of the worst trades ever. So like that, if I was doing all time, obviously that's That's big. But of like recent, there's still quite a few. I mean, that JD Martinez trade is horrible. But it's hard to say that like I would reverse it because we wouldn't have re-signed him anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe I guess not reversed. Like for that one would probably qualify as like a redo.
Right. I would. Yeah, absolutely. That one was absolutely horrible. I mean, I don't know. But my honest answer would probably be never sign Jordan Zimmerman. That would probably be.
That was going to be what I would probably say for you.
Just because, we'd be no better. Like we'd be no better or worse than if we did sign him, but at least we would have some financial flexibility to like sign some bigger name guys to maybe help us.
Sure.
Or if we would have reallocated that, like people forget, like we got swept in 2014 in the ALDS, and then we lost like 90 games in 2015. But people forget that we got eliminated from playoff contention with like 2 games left in 16. Like we almost made it back to the playoffs in 2016. We barely missed by a game or two. So like there's no doubt that if we don't have Jordan Zimmerman and spend that money on someone that actually has a good year that year, we probably make the playoffs that season. So
yeah, that's probably valid.
It wouldn't have helped us at all the last 3 years, but at least we wouldn't we wouldn't be paying someone like $24 million a year to not play, but also we might have gotten another postseason appearance out of it. So.
Yeah.
But as far as like our competitive years, I don't know if I'd.
That's fair.
Even the ones that were bad were kind of worked out just because of how good we were.
Oh, I love Goody, man.
He's my favorite Angel.
He's certainly one of mine. I love that man so much.
Mostly because of the cleat game.
He's just so swaggy. I can't believe
he's really difficult to dislike.
Yeah, I would say Hamilton's.
That was a good pitch. I can't believe he got his hands around on that.
Yeah, that was great.
That's a really good pitch.
It's a nice hack.
Goody hits lefties so well, too, for a lefty.
Are all 3 your runs via solo homer?
No. The Max Stassi pop-up.
Ah, yes. All right, I'm waiting for the Savant to update for that one. Adele needs Goody's launch angle. That's facts.
Yep. The Athletics extend their lead over the Giants. It is now 13-2.
Wow.
Not what you like to see.
Goody, 105 off the bat, 24 degrees.
I'll call it 880.
Nick? 105, 24.
I'll go Price is Right rules, and I'll say 890.
950.
Ooh.
Projected distance of 405.
Interesting.
Ooh, and that one was ripped.
Oh, yes, sir. There we go. We're starting to trend to the positives for the launch angle. Attaboy, Joe.
Yes, that was his best hack today.
That ball was probably hit harder. Like that ground ball was 111. That I'm gonna say like 114 on that one. That ball was crushed.
I was smoked.
That's a good looking swing right there, man.
Woo! 116, the broadcast just said.
Woo!
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's hot.
I think Adele's starting to get comfortable, man.
Yeah, Savant has it as 115.5.
Mm.
7 degrees launch angle.
That's positive. That is positive. We'll take it.
760 expected batting average. Yeah, that's a rip.
Listen, I'm just trying to find reasons to be happy about this game, and
That's a rip.
that was one. Goody did something good, and Adele did something good. I'll take that. I'll take that both.
Absolutely.
Adele's development this year is way more important than the actual results of this season. Why is this commercial so loud? Oh my goodness.
Don't you hate that?
Dude, my volume is like almost all the way down, and that just blasted full volume into my ears. It's about colon cancer too. I mean,
I got
suppose
a
that's
Sonic.
something that I suppose colon cancer is something that people should be aware about. But it's just this little box talking to this guy while he's walking up the stairs.
That sounds like an interesting and certainly very attention grabbing commercial.
Yeah, it's like that little Geico one with the box.
Did they remake The Fugitive?
No way.
They better not have. That better
Yeah,
not
they
be
better
what just
not
came
have.
on my TV. I'm gonna be pissed. I swear that's what that commercial was for. That's horrible.
What?
There you go. The Stassi expected batting average was 40.
I'm surprised it was that high.
Nice little double play. I love how horrible baseball players are at acting. Like the commercials where, like the MLB Network commercials where the guys are like talking to analysts about, they're so bad and it's so forced. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's like, I don't know if you guys played 2K, but like 2K14 or 15, they had one where like they brought like the best player in on each team to record like sound bites for the My Career mode.
Sure.
And they were so horrible. It was by far like he's supposed to be like a library, he's supposed to be excited and pumped, and he's like, "Oh yeah, nice performance, nice like shooting tonight." Like it was, oh my gosh, it was hilariously bad. Oh, there's Milner right on cue.
Hobe.
Oh, unironically.
Yes, sir.
That slider is something fierce.
Yeah, that was a good.
Lock him up for 6 years. Just so I can keep saying Hobe for 6 more years.
Literally. Man, that slider does break though. Jeez.
Yeah, except the one to Olsen.
Yeah,
That is very true. That thing did not break.
that didn't move at all.
It's so unfortunate that was my first Hobie Milner experience. Because, I mean, he was pretty bad during, like, real spring training. And I just didn't want him on the roster anyways. And then the first time he comes in this season, just throws the worst pitch I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, you got nowhere to go but up from there.
I suppose. But for a guy that I already didn't like, throwing the single worst pitch that I've ever seen in my life.
Dude's
He
getting
was
blown
almost-
away
he was
by
almost-
88.
He was almost in like that Michael Hermosillo, Taylor Ward territory for me.
He's blowing dudes away with 88-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Nick, just to put it into perspective, that Taylor Ward, Michael Hermosillo tier is pretty close to where Dustin Ackley would be for you.
Ugh.
Ack.
We don't say that name in this house.
Well, good thing I'm not in your house, Dustin Ackley.
How long did it take for people to realize that he was a bust?
Too long.
Oh, really? So people like held out hope for a while?
Way too goddamn long.
Dude, you gotta hold out hope, man. He was a number 2 overall pick. Like,
Yeah, he got picked
Yeah,
behind
for sure.
Steven Strasburg.
For sure.
You honestly, like, if you pick a guy second overall, you have to hold out that hope.
Yeah. That was sucked. That sucked.
That did suck. He was not good.
Hobie Milner will one day be our closer. Not actually, but that would be kind of funny.
In an era where everybody's throwing 100 and your closer's out there throwing 88.
Steve
73 miles per hour frisbees.
Literally just lefty Steve Cishek.
I just realized no Pujols today.
Yeah, it's the second straight day out. I would prefer if we gave these at bats to Matt Thaiss, truthfully. But I mean, Tommy's hitting well, so like I can't hate it. And ideally, I would like, while Simmons is out, and I know if Christian's watching this, he's gonna hate it and me and him both hate Tommy at second base because he's bad. I would still prefer if Tommy played second, just so that we can give Matt Thaiss at bats.
Cody Bellinger just had the worst swing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Go on, Brian.
I wanted to laugh at it, but we're still losing by 5.
Go on, Brian.
Reasonable.
That was not a much better swing.
Yeah, not a good follow-up either.
But while Simmons is out, I would still prefer to play Tommy at second, just because we could give Thaiss every day at bats at first and just see what happens. Because giving Pujols at bats is going to go nowhere. I don't mind this configuration either, where we play Tommy at first and then Rengifo gets at bats. I don't mind that at all. But Thaiss has way more offensive upside. I'd like to see him start to try to figure it out.
Man, he just made Cody
life.
Bellinger look like a AA slap prospect.
That was one of the worst at bats I've ever seen in any level.
That was pathetic.
Good. Needless to say, the exit velo was weak on that one.
Yes, it would seem so. It would seem it was probably around in the negative 73 miles per hour range.
Ish, yeah, give or take, for sure.
I don't know if you guys noticed the HotMic, but on our actual thing right now, it says DD presented by Jack in the Box Indy now.
You didn't notice that?
I didn't notice that. I saw the comment in the chat, and I'm just now noticing that.
That's super funny.
Aiden threw that on like 40 minutes ago.
Well, at least it didn't take me an hour.
I'm still waiting for hashtag free Casey Mize to be on the actual broadcast. We don't need a scoreboard. We just need that hashtag on there.
I'm going to agree with that just so I'm not reminded of the score. All you need to know is that we're losing, and we probably will be for a while. I'm going to stop eating goldfish because otherwise I'm just going to eat goldfish perpetually until about 7 p.m.
Milk gang, though.
Big W.
2%, don't get it twisted.
Milk gang for life.
The nectar of the gods.
How do you guys feel about Brian Kenny?
What about him?
Just how do you feel about him? I was curious.
I don't know if I have an opinion towards him.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have very strong opinions on Brian Kenny one way or the other. I think his shredder ends up giving interesting results at times.
I would agree with that.
I think he relies on that a lot too heavily for analysis at times.
Yeah.
I'm not anti or pro.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay. Because I know just like there's some people that I've seen that just kind of just don't like him a lot. They put him in like the Bill James category, and I don't think that's that like of an extreme.
It's also a fair comparison.
That's also true.
Bill James.
And Luis just like he hits the ball hard when he hits it. I just need him to like hit it. Well, he didn't hit that one very hard.
Might have been hard. The launch angle is just a little rough.
Yeah, that's verging onto like that over 180 degrees.
And a launch angle of 97.
I think that's definitely what I meant, not 180.
180 would be like what, swinging backwards, backwards on a level plane. I think that's what 180 would be.
I think I definitely meant 90, but you know.
Well, yeah, 90 would be literally like you're swinging straight up.
Yeah.
Look, directional orientation is difficult, okay?
I want to see 180 now. Swinging backwards?
Just right into the right into the catcher's cup.
Into the catcher? That'd be sick.
Honestly, I'm kind of directionally challenged.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's crap. Oh,
like PK almost came down with that too.
See, there we go. Look at that. Hard hit baseball. I thought that ball was coming in. It was going to hit Alexander in the face. Like, that camera angle messed me up a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw that too. But they were throwing it back into the infield, and it looked like the ball was coming to Alexander, and he was, like, putting his hat on. I thought it was just going to dome him.
Tyler Alexander Betta.
Yeah, imagine not being named Alexander and having an American League record. Or
imagine just not having a record, period. I mean, that's...
How hard was that?
Scott Alexander does not even know what it feels like to have a record.
How hard was that ball hit by Luis?
99.
Yes, sir.
840 expected batting average.
The umpire's sweat spot has gotten a lot bigger.
I'm starting to get concerned for this guy.
Somebody get that man some water. He needs to rehydrate in a big way.
Water in between innings there.
Why are they shifting that hard on Fletcher? Like, this should be the easiest single of all time. They might just pound the inside on him. If they throw anything away, like, this should be the easiest single of all time for Fletcher. The easiest first to third ever. But if they just pound sinkers inside, then I guess maybe not. Oh, he tried.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He really tried there.
Trying to slap that.
Yeah, would have been way better off just taking ball 3, but you know.
Fletch with the tomahawk hack. Yeah, that's
sometimes you just got to use the bat as a sword.
Oh,
we've got to lead the league in double plays.
Well, now I have to look that up because I'm curious.
There's literally no way we don't. We have Pujols, Stassi, and Simmons on this team. Like, it is like the staple of Angels baseball is the leadoff single into the double play in a hitter's count.
All right, what I didn't realize, this is not what we were looking for, but Albert Pujols is the all-time leader in grounding to double plays.
I think he set that record like 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's winning by almost
building on it.
50. He's winning by almost 50. So yeah.
Yeah. Pujols has probably grounded into twice as many double plays as he's hit home runs for the Angels. I'm actually about that.
Manny Machado's led the league 2 years in a row.
There's no way that was like the whole league. Like, I guarantee you, Pujols led last year, and no Simmons. I'm pretty sure Simmons led 1 year too.
Never
mind.
Yeah, no. Well, he's led the league 4 times, but. So in LA, he has 164 grounded and double plays and 214 home runs. So it's pretty close.
Wow, okay.
Pretty close.
Okay.
Okay, 2020, grounded and double play. Okay. It looks like the San Francisco Giants are leading currently.
Man.
Only team in baseball averaging 1 a game.
Interesting. Do you have like a full leaderboard there?
I do, but it's per game, and I want to find like overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you on?
I literally just Googled it, and I'm just going through these websites. So I
Okay.
should probably just go to BR and just do it that way.
I don't even know how to find that.
I got it. ESPN, sadly, is the way to go for that. It looks
That's
like.
unfortunate.
Nope, they lied. They don't even have it on here, even though it says they do.
Liars.
Absolute frauds.
BR is just simply not loading for me. Here we go.
Okay. I think I finally here. Okay, all right. Here we go. All right, we got it. The Giants are in first with 23 this year. The Mets are in second with 20.
All Mets.
And the Indians are in third with 19.
With 19.
The Angels rank
Oh my God, the Angels are actually way down here.
1, 2, 3, sixth fewest. It appears with only 11.
Seventh lowest.
Seventh
Yeah.
lowest.
Wow, that's actually way better than I thought. But I think we've hit into 3 today. But I mean, that's not. I mean, but that puts us right about league average. That's actually way lower than I thought it was going to be.
Tigers are exactly league average, and Seattle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, eighth highest.
Interesting.
So
I buy that.
upper third. Yeah, you'd think a team that's throwing out Albert Pujols there every day would be a lot higher.
Right? And I don't know if I saw this right, but it looked like Simmons is only hitting 1 because he's only played 4 games, and that was such a painful one too. It was like that. So that inning is still like ingrained into my memory because as painful as the last few years have been, that was the most painful inning of Angels offense I've ever watched in my life. So we get runners on second and third with nobody out, and Pujols goes up and he swings at the first pitch. That's a sinker bearing in on his hands, and he hits a 1-hopper to Matt Chapman, so no run scores. And then I think somebody walked, maybe. Somebody got walked. Somebody got hit, maybe. Then we have bases loaded with 1 out. You know what happened? So I think we did score 1 run. I think it was a sac fly. And then Jason Castro, or these 2 different innings that are just causing me pain. Either way. Regardless, there's 1 out. There's the bases loaded. Andrelton Simmons swung at a slider that, I mean, it was a slider that started outside and it stayed out, and it stayed further outside. And he swings at it first pitch. It's like at his ankles, like 2 feet into the left-handed batter's box, reaches for it, and of course Simmons never swings and misses. So he hits a 2-tapper right back to the pitcher. Easiest double play of his life. And I was watching in my office, and I almost like punched out my computer screen until I realized it was school property, and I probably would have gotten fired.
Reasonable.
Or they might have just given you a new computer. There's only one way to find out.
I would prefer to not find out, honestly. Because we've got dual screens in there, and it's kind of nice to have them, and I don't want to work with just a single screen because that would make me a loser.
Fair enough.
Garrett, you are off by 1. It's at 396 currently. And he does have the lead. The next highest is 350. So, yes, you are correct. That's got to be approaching like unbreakable record territory at this point.
It's got to be because nobody can be. I really doubt we'll see somebody who is that good who will be allowed to be this bad for this long.
Well, especially just in the sheer, like, the way the game is played now, first basemen just aren't valued as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Either. And, like, those are clearly the slowest dudes. Like, we're just breeding more, like, pure athletes than we are, like, okay, you're going to be the slow, fat first baseman for the next 20 years. Like,
And the thing is, like,
yeah, that's a good point.
You just have to be you just have to have so much volume. And the only reason,
on top of that, too,
like,
you have to have a lot of plate appearances.
Like, yeah, you would have to play easily for over 20 years to get there. Like, not that I think he'll approach that, but I would be curious to see what Trout is like for the double play numbers, just because he would have certainly the volume that you would need to approach that number is just obviously he's far faster.
Yeah, he's more liable to beat him out.
Yeah, so he just never will.
The only active player that could he's not going to catch Albert, like that's just not happening, but there is a chance Miguel Cabrera retires at number 2.
How many does Miggy have? Like 280?
He's at 318.
Ooh, okay.
And second all time
and
is Cal Ripken at 350.
And Miggy's got like 4 more years.
Five. Because I think he has 6, but there's a team option that will undoubtedly be declined after 5. So
sure, he could challenge it. It depends what kind of playing time Pujols gets next year.
Well, he'll challenge 2. There's no way he's challenging Pujols. I don't think.
Yeah, it would have to be a pretty ungodly performance to get to really run down Pujols in a year.
See, again, it depends. It depends how much.
I mean, yeah.
Like how many Pujols ends up with in the next couple of years, because Pujols is only hitting to 1 this year.
There's another hot mic.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks,
the
Jock.
Hot mics are.
I love the hot mics, man. They're fun.
They're flying.
Yeah, so Pujols is only hitting to 1 this year, but he's averaged a solid 20 per year with us. Like he's averaged basically 20 a year for his career. I don't know what Miggy's at. Let me check. Let me look at this.
Pujols has averaged 23 a year for his career, and Miggy's averaged 21 a year for his career.
See, and Miggy's just good straight up.
Slightly skewed because he had 31 year. But he's really hovering around the high teens, it looks like. Miggy, that is.
So Miggy's had, and then he's had a couple low 20s, and then he's had a 28 and a 26.
Yeah, those two for sure.
I mean, yeah, it would really take some abysmal type years in the next couple of years for him to have to get that. He would have to start actually hitting the 20s on that average again.
Yeah.
And then if he did, then you would probably see him approach it, just because he has so many years left on the contract, and he'll undoubtedly play for just longer than Pujols will.
For sure. The other problem is just health. I mean, he has not proven in any way, shape, or form that he can play a full season. And he hasn't played a full season since 2016.
Sure.
I mean, he has not even remotely proven that that's possible anymore. So, and I'd imagine as he gets older, that's only going to get lower.
Of all of the waiver guys that we've brought in, I think Jacob, just this year anyways, because Robles was Robles, but of all the waiver claim guys that we brought in this year, I think Jacob Barnes is probably my favorite. He's definitely looked the best, which isn't really saying much because Mike Myers is the other one. Oh, great play.
Nice play. Nice play. Rendon.
That's a really good play.
That was a really tough in-between hop, too.
Play.
Don't forget, 2022, you're hearing it here first. 2022, the Angels are winning the World Series.
Bet.
It has been tweeted. It has been said. I've said it multiple times. I've tweeted it on my personal. It is documented until I delete it when it doesn't happen.
That's fine. I'll screenshot it. Hang on.
No, you won't. You just better. If you screenshot it, that just means I'm going to be right. So pick your poison.
All right. You seem confident. I'm going to screenshot it.
I've been saying that for years, and it needs to happen now because I'm way too I'm way too deep in this take for it to go back on it, because I've been saying it for like 2 years now.
Ours is 2024. That's the one we circled like in 2017 when we started selling stuff. We were like, yeah, we'll probably be good again in like 7-8 years. Like that's probably what.
Yeah, I remember like, that one guy who like predicted the Cubs to win the World Series or the Astros to win the World Series, and he got the year right.
Mm-hmm.
In like 2012, 2013, like when the Astros and the Cubs were both going through this big rebuild and whatever, and like they were just terrible. And like they're stacking up all these draft picks, like they're getting Rizzo, they're getting Bryant, they're getting Correa, they're getting like all these guys and whatever. Like I'm telling people like, yeah, like they're doing like good things. Like there's like we're gonna have a Nick's just casually dying while I'm telling my story, man.
Sorry.
Unbelievable, this guy. But yeah, I'm telling people like, yeah, like there's gonna be a Cubs Astros World Series in 2016. Like they're gonna be legit. And I missed it by 1 year, man. I had the Cubs in the World Series that year, but the Astros missed, and that was unfortunate because I didn't have like Twitter or anything back then, so I didn't have any like actual documentation that I said it.
I'm sure Peter doesn't mind forgetting that.
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't. It's a good thing he's not on here. He probably would have yelled at me by now.
Yeah, that's got to be a rough one for the Ohio gentleman.
I just want to, if Trout hits a home run, then I'll be happy again.
Swing, bro. What? It's a hanging changeup. Let's go. He never swings first pitch though.
He really doesn't that often.
That's like his thing.
That ball's mashed.
It's foul.
Ah! Why does Seager stay fair?
I mean, maybe if Mike Trout was better at baseball, that would have stayed fair.
Yeah, if I was him, I would simply have hit it fair.
Oh.
But I'm different.
Rip to Mike Trout, but Corey Seager's different.
Mike Trout's similar.
He's probably going to blow him away with a high fastball.
No, he's just going to take it.
I really wish I could disagree with you, and I just can't.
It was the same thing. What was that? Oakland, the one that he got in the argument with the umpire about. That was a high. That was a high fastball too.
That one was a lot worse of a pitch, though.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying he has a.
Yeah, no, I know. The
clear
Jansen one was like a clear cut strike, but the Oakland one he had legitimate beef about.
Absolutely, he just clearly does not swing at high fastballs. Clearly. Or high pitches in general.
He's certainly a low ball hitter, and I don't know why anybody would throw him anything low anymore. Like,
dude, he's such a good low ball hitter. I don't get it. Why anyone ever throws him anything like at his kneecaps is beyond me.
Yeah, me too.
It's like an automatic home run.
If I had 94, 95 in my back pocket, I'm trying to hit the inside corner with every single pitch. And I'm just going to do that until he hits it.
I'd rather go belt high than low at this point, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, because he can hit anything at his knees, and he can hit it anywhere.
I would literally rather go like belt, like waist high, than I would kneecap level. It's ridiculous.
I would try to throw a fastball up and in every single pitch, and just make him prove that he can hit it.
Oh, how did he not turn on that one?
Yeah, I'm surprised he swung through that.
Probably just not sitting on a front door slider on 3 and 2.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, probably not.
Like, he probably saw that ball in. It's just like, okay, ball 4. And he's like, wait, that ball is moving.
Pujols signed through 2021.
That was literally, like, the basis of my prediction. Is that, like, I expect some of our young guys to be good.
He's going to get off the books, and then you're going to pay somebody that's actually good.
Exactly. And I expected us to make a splash, like, in this offseason or last, and we did. We got Rendon, and we got Ohtani. And I expect us to make a splash as soon as Pujols is off the books, because this year's free agent class is very, very mediocre now that Mookie's out of it. But next
year's is phenomenal,
incredible.
Incredible, yeah, one of the best of recent memory for sure.
And I expect us to make a big splash in it because we'll be able to.
Yeah,
it depends who. It's going to depend on who we have as our GM by that point, because I am a big fan of Billy, and like
I don't get the Billy hate as an outsider, as someone who's not associated with this team at all. It makes no sense to me that people blame this, like put this much blame on Billy.
I agree.
No, it absolutely does. It absolutely doesn't, because what Billy was given, and like I don't know if it's the best analogy, but the way that I've been kind of trying to describe it to people, like in simplest terms, was that he was given a pair of twos and he got told to make a royal flush.
Right.
Like he took over the worst farm system in history.
We topped it the year after, but yes, at the time, yes. No, at the time, you're right. It was still the worst ever at the time. Yeah.
Took over the worst farm system in history and was told by his owner, "You're not allowed to rebuild. Like you're not allowed to tear it down." And he's like, "Okay. Now what? Because I don't have the pieces to compete right now. I don't have the pieces to. I don't have the minor league pieces. I don't have the major league pieces to go get minor league talent. I don't have the minor league pieces to like have any kind of sustained period of success. And I don't have the resource. I don't have the funds to go out and get a big time player to make a difference. So what do I do?"
None of it makes sense to me.
Yeah, he was given
none of the hate.
He was given absolutely nothing, and he has turned it into something. Like, our farm system is respectable now. We have, like, legitimate upside prospects, like Adele, Marsh, Adams, Sandoval.
You won the Ohtani sweepstakes. You extended one of the best players ever for his whole career. Like,
yes, we've made
Rendon.
We've made good trades since he's been there. Like, we got Patrick Sandoval for Martin Maldonado. Right, the Dodgers trade obviously didn't work, but it would have worked. Like, that would have been a plus for us. The Upton trade was questionable. The biggest beef that I have.
Well, you didn't give up anything for him, but yeah, his performance, I guess.
Yeah, the biggest beef that I've had with Billy, for the most part, has been his lack of interest in addressing the bullpen, and just somewhat of his inability so far, other than Rendon, to land the big time free agents. Because we've been in on a lot of the big time names. Cole. We are obviously in on Cole, and Cole, I'm not blaming that on him at all. Like, 9 for 326 is just outlandish.
And his hometown team, or not? Well, the team he rooted for, like
yeah. And I honestly might have been angry if we gave Cole 9 for 326. I might have been angry about that because that's just an asinine amount of money.
Absolutely.
But then we get Rendon. Sure. Obviously, we needed pitching, but it's not like third base has been a black hole for us ever since Sean Figgins left, so it's not like I was mad about that.
Nick, what are your feelings towards Sean Figgins? I'd imagine they're very fond, if I had to ask.
Hey, did you know that Sean Figgins had 7 WAR in the year before he went to Seattle? Anyways, back.
Yeah, let's move on before I say something I regret.
Not a big Sean Figgins fan, it seems like.
No.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, third base has just been a black hole for us ever since Figgins was there. So I was not angry about that because we've tried to fill it. We tried to fill it with prospects at times, and it just simply has never worked. Like Theis, Ward, obviously this was before, but then Brandon Wood, Dallas McPherson. We had Grant Green, Alberto Callaspo. Nothing's worked. So Rendon I wasn't angry about, even though we needed pitching. That's fine. Like, I would have liked Zach Wheeler. I would have really liked Zach Wheeler. I would have really liked Patrick Corbin. And Corbin Corbin would have been perfect for us. And then it came down to Washington giving him an extra year, and we were unwilling to. So then we lost out on him. Obviously, we lost out on Cole. I don't even think we were in on Strasburg, and I don't know if we were ever in on Wheeler. I truly wouldn't have minded if we signed Ryu. Because I don't think Ryu's certainly never going to be what he was last year, but he's still a very serviceable pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
And
Speaking of pitchers, I just want to point out that Keenan Middleton is warming up in the Angels bullpen right now.
Uh-oh. Get loud, everybody.
Bro, there's gunshots.
Everybody get loud. It's going to be a fun time. Everybody, the fans are going to get wild.
But yeah, and then, I don't know. There's just been a few guys that I feel like we could have ended up with that it would have been iffy, but guys that we probably could have got that by year 3 or 4 of their contracts, they would have still been pretty close enough to their prime to make a difference of when we get competitive again.
Sure.
And yeah, the free agent moves that he has made have largely just been terrible. Our biggest signing, I think the biggest signing that he's had since he's been tenured was Zach Cozart.
That is rough.
Yeah. In terms of both length and money, I think Zach Cozart was his biggest signing before Rendon. And then obviously we had that whole debacle of the 1-year deals last year where it was just.
Yeah, that's
that had a good sound off the bat, honestly.
It did. It made me do the head tilt for a second.
Yeah. 101.4 off the bat.
Had to have been like 43 degrees though, yeah.
Yeah, 40, yeah.
Dude, I'll take that.
Yeah, it's better than the negative he was rocking earlier.
Yeah.
So.
No, dude, I'll take that. That's still 101 is 101.
Yeah, for sure. That's good contact.
And, I mean, Garrett's saying it in chat, like that's 101 in the air.
Yeah.
Like we're getting somewhere with Adele right now. I'm starting to get excited.
Where did he peak in the prospect rankings? For like all of baseball, like 7, I want to say. 6
I think
or 7.
last year, like once some people graduated last year, I think on some lists he was at 3. He was definitely top 5 at some point last year.
Yeah, I think that's 6 overall, Garrett says, was the peak.
I feel like 6 was what he was like going into the year, but I want to say he was top 5 at some point last year on some lists, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it depends on what list you use. But he still is clearly very, very highly looked upon. That's. I love when people, when you call somebody up and then your prospect ranking goes down and people are like, why is our system so bad? You have to explain to people like, hey, like idiot, it's because we just called up the number 6 prospect in baseball.
The beat writer for the Mariners just had to do a tweet the other day that was just like, hey, just so you, like the Mariners overall system got ranked at 3rd last week. And he had to come out and be like, hey, just so you know, that number's going to go down because like Evan White and Kyle Lewis officially graduated from prospect status.
Yeah. So Garrett's saying as much as I hate this saying, Pujols being there for him to talk to is massive, and he like there is something to be said about that when you have one of the best right-handed hitters of all time,
for sure,
two of the best right-handed hitters of all time, to kind of just talk to and just kind of like, you know, like I mean. Adele is crushing the ball today, and obviously it's got to be frustrating that he finally gets it in the air, but then he just gets it like a little bit too much in the air.
Right.
But then you just have these guys to talk to about your approach, about just everything. Like that is pretty big, and I think Trout would have been great either way, but I do think Pujols helped Trout be as great as he was that fast.
Everybody get loud. T's in the game. Everybody get loud. Woo! I know Garrett will get loud. He's big on rooting for T. Oh, there's a leadoff. Oh, he's trying to. Oh, that was the replay from earlier. I was like, I swear we saw this. That looks way too familiar. Oh, well, that doesn't look familiar.
No, but so what you were saying about like the graduating prospects, that's effectively what happened. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought that ball was crushed. Wow.
Yeah, it looked a lot better off the bat. It still flew, but
that looked like it was gonna go further than his last one off the bat.
Garrett says I'm screaming.
I'm screaming.
Get loud, baby. It's key time.
But yeah. So last year when we just had all our prospects just getting like thrown into the fire. So I think Theis was like our number like 6 or something. Canning was our number 2. Rengifo was like our number 8. Buttrey was like our 23. So
you promoted a lot of people.
Yeah, and I want to say we lost one more, but I don't actually know. Did Suarez lose his prospect status? Probably not. There's no way he did. But
see, that's the one thing we've promoted no one because we refused to. So
yeah, clearly.
Suarez did lose his prospect status. He threw 81 innings last year, and he was like our number 6.
Coming into 2019, we at least had an upper half farm. But then now going into this year, it was like 26th or something because we didn't have Theis. We didn't have promotions.
We didn't have Canning. We didn't have whoever. And that was like 4 of our top 10 guys that realistically were probably going to be in the minors again this year. But it's just that we had so many injuries last year that all of these guys had to get thrown into the fire. And because all of them were forced to have so much playing time, like they just lost their status. And then our farm just looks like it's terrible, even though we still have most of the same guys from last year.
They're just promoted. Yeah, they just got graduated.
They got promoted for a little bit, and then
So many people need that reminder because.
Yeah, I had to remind a lot of people about that last year because like I remember people were pissed like, oh, we're right back to having a bad farm, and I was like, this is the same farm that we had last year.
Right, it's literally the same, bro.
It's the exact same farm.
Literally the same. We ooh, that was a good pitch.
Almost just yanked my laptop off my table.
That's one way to get a new laptop.
Yeah, right. Nick, I didn't realize you guys were 3.
I think on the latest rankings, the farm overall was ranked 3rd.
I didn't realize you guys were that far up there.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I knew you
30-3 in 2 years, baby.
Yeah, it's impressive. We went. The most recent one we got put at 6. We're super top heavy though.
Yeah. For sure.
Like we're the only team with 2 in the top 10, I believe, and we're also we have 5 in the top. We have 5 top 100 prospects, and they're all in the top 50, which is nutty. Like that's ridiculous. But outside of those 5, it's like super. Like that's pretty much it. So like the 5 to 6 ranking makes sense for us just because of how, like, once one of those guys gets promoted, we'll plummet.
I think we had 6 top 100, and we had 2 top 20. But then we had I think LJ Newsome was was in like the 50s or something. He just got called up. He hasn't pitched yet, but he got called up on Friday.
That's fun though. That's so fun. Like And teams that are in positions like ours, that's like Christmas. That makes
just like, hey, we got another one. We got another one.
We get to actually watch something that like might be here in a couple of years, and not just a bunch of fillers. Like
our other Mariners guy, 9 on Twitter, basically willed the whole thing into existence. He has been tweeting for the last couple weeks, like begging the team to DFA Brian Shaw and call up LJ Newsome, and they did them in corresponding moves on Friday.
That's nice.
It was great.
That's nice.
I'm so glad that somebody else that I know gets to experience the pain that comes from watching Brian Shaw pitch in Major League Baseball games.
Now it's got to experience because he is gone.
He gone.
Praise Allah for that.
You got like the You got like the Costco sample of it. I got like the somebody hacked my credit card and paid for a 2-year subscription of it. It was painful, man.
That sucks too.
Said you will watch this.
See, I'm this. So this was last way earlier in the broadcast, and I'm sure Evan probably isn't even here anymore. But Brian Shaw might legitimately be my least favorite player in baseball right now because he just absolutely ruined me. I was talking about this with, I think I was talking about this with you, Scott. It was me, you, and Peter, and we were talking about that one game where when I was at Coors.
Oh, yes,
and Brian Shaw. So Nick, I go to Coors. I might get out to Coors for the first time in years. Like this is summer of 2018. I make it to Coors for the first time in at least 6 years. It's probably more than that. And I tell my parents like before the game even like starts. I told them if Brian Shaw comes in to pitch in this game, I don't care what the score is. We are losing. Things are going fine. We're facing the Diamondbacks. Goldie had hit 2 home runs, but then Rockies make a nice little comeback, and I think we have it at a 7-5 game in the 8th inning. And then, by God, it's Brian Shaw's music.
Here he comes. Lord help us.
Here he comes. Here comes Brian Shaw in all his glory, trotting out of the bullpen, all the way in from center field, and he comes up on the mound and he throws one warm-up pitch, and I'm like, that's it. We're done.
It's over.
I think it was Ketel Marte maybe, or somebody hits a leadoff single. I think Ketel Marte is up next, and Shaw makes a pretty good pitch, and Marte hits a little tapper back to the mound. All Brian Shaw has to do, so he throws, and on his follow through, he's here. All he has to do is go left, right, field, open left, pivot, throw to second, double play, 2 outs in the 8th inning, no run scores. Instead, Brian Shaw goes throw, follow through, reach right, don't field ball, pick up ball.
Don't field ball.
Wind and throw it 25 feet up and left of Ian Desmond at first base.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
it was the single worst throw, the single worst play I may have ever seen in my life, and certainly the worst one that I've ever seen live. And I'm sitting down the first baseline while this is happening. So Shaw basically threw the ball directly at me in the 10th row. And obviously it didn't reach me, but it was on a trajectory straight to me. And like, it was the kind of throw where he's like here in his follow through and he's already like, oh, and then he ends up giving up 5 runs in the 8th inning. And none of them were earned because of his error.
Because of that.
And the Angels have a rally in their bones.
No.
I'm going to say that they have a rally, but not a big enough rally.
Not in their bones.
It's in their pores.
It's in their pores.
But you're under forearm pores.
Garrett says 1-2-3 inning with nothing on the line. Haters mad.
Brian also knows.
I cannot believe that Scott is making fun of me yesterday for not having a profile picture when this man also does not have a profile picture.
No, that is my profile picture. I chose it. No, well, it's because I've never watched one of these. I've been on every broadcast, so I've never
That's a
gone
good
through
point.
the actual
That's a good
setup. I've done literally every game except for the very first one, so.
This is my first one. This is kind of fun. Oh, we got a free Casey Mize on the graphic now, too. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, you didn't notice
What?
that? He put that on
I
like
didn't
40
notice
minutes
that.
ago.
Oh, beautiful. Thank
He
you.
put it on. He put it on like 2 minutes after Scott asked for it.
Beautiful.
Didn't take me an hour.
I should start pointing these things out because I noticed them immediately, and you guys just don't.
Well, I'm sorry, Nick. I'm watching the game.
Oh yes, of course. How silly of me to also be paying attention to our chat section.
I am looking at the chat. I'm looking at the chat, not the graphic.
Yeah, I guess what's all. Yeah, they're both on your phone screen.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the chat. The chat's lower.
All I hear is
Yeah.
excuses.
That double
All
play.
I hear
The
is
chat's
excuses.
down there and the graphics up there. Easy.
Oof, double play.
That's rough.
What's your excuse for that double play there, excuse machine?
I didn't have an excuse for the double play. I
Mr.
thought we were leading. I thought we
Yeah,
were leading
fair
the league
enough.
in double plays.
That is your
Fair
real
enough.
I thought we were leading the league in double plays. So that surprises me. 0 actually.
name. Garrett
would've-
says we could tie this game and we'll put Robles in and give up a go-ahead homer.
No, what will happen is if we tie this game in the 9th and it goes extras, we'll have a 1-2-3 inning from whoever we put in the 10th and then be down by 1.
Oh yeah.
You just
Please
missed.
don't-
That's the excuse.
Please don't drag this out any longer than it needs to be.
Hey, if this game does go to extras, we have a better
Oh,
chance. of
Fletcher
scoring
just
Seeker
hit him
going 11 for 12.
in the. Yeah, there you go. Nice job,
Ooh,
Fletch.
there's that minus. There's that 180-degree launch angle we were talking about earlier.
Fletch Daddy just
Oh!
absolutely.
Yikers. That looked like it hurt.
Hey, he did that on
Yeah.
purpose. He's a man of the angels. He's a man of the people.
That X-Grit just soared.
X-Grit is soaring on that play. That's an IQ a million move. To be honest.
X-Grit X-Grit weeps right now.
That's a 37-dimensional chess play.
Absolutely.
All right, and we're not gonna drag it out any longer than it needs to
And that's the game.
be. For an 8-3 game, that was less hours of pain than I thought it would be.
Well,
Woo!
the Angels moved to
7
and 15.
Yep.
Hey,
Let's
guess
serve
who
an
else is
ideal.
7 and 15?
Not the Mariners, because they also lost.
Shit, you're right.
Yes!
Tigers are 9 and 10, better than both of y'all.
Rockies are 13 and 8, so I have at least that I can be happy about.
Yeah, well, if I was a fan of half the teams in the league, I could say that too.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not a fan of half the teams in the league.
Well,
I forgot that 2 is half of 30. You got me.
mathematicians everywhere are baffled as new math
Absolutely.
discovery made on Diamond Digest baseball broadcast.
Absolutely. All right, well, I think that'll do her. This was fun though. We killed it as usual.
Yeah, of
And
course. Best broadcasters
do
in
we
the
have
business.
do we have a crew for the Red Sox game?
I will
tonight.
not be able to. I will not be able to make that one, but I think they're trying to do one tomorrow night.
Okay. Well, just stay tuned. Obviously, our Twitter is our Twitter, and that's where all this gets tweeted out. So just stay tuned on there for whenever we do this again. But we killed it as usual.
We are
Everybody that's
Tier
still here,
broadcast.
thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Sorry
shout
that
out
the
Garrett.
Angels couldn't pull this one out. I know we were all hoping for that.
I'm sorry you guys had to listen to Brian be a homer for 3.5 hours.
I'm sorry that you guys had to listen to Nick at all.
All right.
Anyways,
Thanks everybody for coming.
we're going to be signing off here. Thank you everybody for listening, and hopefully you tune in tomorrow for the Red Sox Yankees, assuming that we have
Absolutely.
one, which
Absolutely.
we will keep updated on our Twitter. We'll catch you next time.